Yo, welcome to Make It Make Sense podcast. I am your host, Troy Cuthbert, and what are you doing? We are back for another episode with some lovely ladies, and we are going to discuss a bunch of fun topics and teach each other some shit and learn and make it make sense so that dating isn't so trash in 2023 and we can get some more long-lasting relationships going by trying to understand each other and come into a common ground and making it make sense. I'm not always right. Don't think I'm always right. But if you're going to tell me I'm wrong, I just need you to make it make sense. And without further ado, we're going to go around the table and have everyone introduce themselves with name, age, relationship status, and what you do for a living. And if you want to, body count. Go ahead, Miss Lady.
My name is Jessica. I'm 32 years old. I am in a relationship with you.
Wrong camera, phone. 3, Dennison.
I forgot Jess.
You can fucking see it.
I am a spiritual life coach, stay-at-home mompreneur, yoga teacher, all the things that I do. And my body count is 1 because I only have kids with one person, so that's the only person that counts.
I don't
It's the only
think
one
that's
that I
how
have
it
proof
works.
over.
That's how we're going. Okay.
That's all the proof I have, so I have 1.
Yeah.
My mom's a virgin. So.
I'm Andrea. I am 34.
Closer to the mic and louder, baby.
I'm 34. I'm a medical assistant. I'm single for 5 years. Thank God. And I have a body count more than 10.
Good answer. I am Alex. I am single. I guess still somewhat recently divorced. I'm an office admin for a small construction company, and my body count is under 10.
I hope so.
I have no knowledge of any of this.
God's watching, so
This is
he
so
knows.
bizarre.
Go ahead, sweetie.
Hi, I'm Maria. I'm 31 years old. I am recently single, and I am a site supervisor for Waymo.
Sounds fancy.
That's electric. Like, okay, cool. That's dope.
And my co-host.
What's up,
Bring it
James? And I'm just here to add to the conversation, baby. That's about it. Oh, well, but I mean, I answered the single thing last time. Do I have to?
Every fucking time.
Do it again.
Because there could be an update.
We're
Something.
new.
There could be an update. The same people aren't watching, so new people are tuning in each time. So people want to know.
Okay, just for the people that want to know, I'm single and I'm working on me.
How old are you?
Girl said, working on
Yeah,
me.
how old are you?
Oh, 32.
What do you do for a living?
31. I do day trading and I'm a massage therapist. I help people relax.
Cameraman is sleeping today. All right, and me, it's 35, I think. I cut hair. I do this, and I'm single. No, I'm just kidding.
Stupid. I mean, it's like half right.
Yeah.
But
No, we do our thing. She likes girls. That's how we get down. Anyway, let's get started.
We got some good questions today.
The ladies brought some topics today and wanted to have some insight. And we can start with the one you started because I think it's a little bit interesting. So we're going to go around the table and I'm going to start with you.
And Troy, could we just give a applause to the fact that they came in and they just they're open to learning and that's what they
Yes,
came here specifically
absolutely.
for?
Where's the applause button, Dennison?
It's one of those buttons.
No, but these two were from the street interviews that you guys really enjoyed, and they are here now. So, dating after divorce. as a man, I'm going to ask you first, what do you think would be the most difficult thing dating a woman who is recently divorced?
Recently divorced?
Yeah.
Does she still have a bond with her ex-husband? And
No. Or are you asking me?
I mean, no, that's what I'm just thinking about what would the issues be.
Oh, okay.
That if I was going on a date with somebody and she told me that she was recently divorced, is first, how recent? Mm-hmm. The first question I would think of. If it's too recent, then I know for sure she has some bond still with him. I think if somebody just recently divorced underneath a year, then I still believe that she still has some bonding with her ex-husband. Why the divorce too? I don't know if that would be my... in the beginning, I want to ask that on the first date, but I would want to know why. Why didn't it work out? But to be honest with you, the way I would just answer it is if I find out that she's recently divorced within a year, I just want to dabble in it.
If she had been divorced within
a year, yeah, I want to dabble in it. No, I think
for long term.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to date that.
Well, there's like a difference. You could be divorced legally within a year, but separated.
Closer to the mic.
You could be separated for longer. So we were separated like 15 months maybe before like we officially got divorced. But divorce is a process, so it takes a little time. But
Closer to the mic.
So
And louder.
sorry. But yes, we were separated a while before the divorce was finalized. So the paperwork just takes a little long sometimes.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So
So you're saying officially the date is going to be different than
like the
when they
date,
actually separated?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the date of the divorce was less than a year, but we were separated a long time ago. So, yeah.
So, I mean, just I guess you want to in particular know what it's like dating a woman who's divorced. It honestly, it's not that damn big of a deal, and especially because you were married for so long. It works in your favor because a man the kind of man that you actually want to date long term is going to see that you've been in a long term relationship. So you're going to stand out because if you were married 15 years?
I was married 10 years together, 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you were with somebody for 15 years, the likelihood of you hoeing around is smaller than someone who was single for 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's gonna look good on your resume. He is gonna want to know why you got divorced. Typically 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So women leave for a lot of reasons. They're typically unhappy in a lot of different ways, and they're the ones who leave. So that will be the red flag standing out to the man that you want, is he's going to want to know why. Because a lot of the things that women leave relationships for are all the same things, and it just ends up being a revolving door of different men trying to find someone who's not going to do those things, whether it's finances, the finances are getting low, interest isn't there, he's not exciting anymore,
Or maybe just don't cheat.
He's not even as ambitious. Let me get there.
Okay.
He's not as ambitious as he was. The biggest one is always going to be infidelity. So those are the reasons that women leave the relationships. I understand that. However, you get in the next relationship and the same thing happens. Like, I don't know a woman who hasn't been cheated on. And it just continues to happen over and over again. And I'm not saying that you should accept cheating, but what I am saying is that for the right person, the one who's doing everything you need them to do, that should not be something that's like a deal breaker when it comes to a man, because men and women don't sleep with the opposite sex the same way. The reason I say that is because you as a woman, if you want sex, all four of you can jump in your phone right now and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Come over." And you're getting a response.
Yeah.
9 out of the 10 people you hit up will find a way to get here. Him and I send the same 10 text messages. We're going 0 for 10. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for the simple fact that sex is not difficult for you to come by, you guys look at cheating like, how could you? but we don't have that same sexual access.
Yeah.
So when we do cheat, it's not the way that you cheat. When a woman cheats, she's already mentally left the relationship. She's no longer interested in said man. He's not doing something, and whomever she is giving her time and attention to is filling that void. Whether it's attention,
for sure.
Yeah, emotionally.
Yeah.
So typically, you're cheating with somebody you could see yourself with. Potentially see yourself with.
Okay.
I'm just fucking because I wanted something new.
See,
And you'll forget the name by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably so. I just feel like we have maybe a little more self-control because all along we as women could be thinking, oh, damn, that guy's hot. Okay, I could easily have an affair with him. I could have a one-night stand with him tomorrow. But we just have more self-control to say, well, no, I committed to this person. And maybe like his looks don't match up to this new guy, but I committed.
How is it? Let me ask you this. Do you think it's self-control when, let's say you inherited a bunch of money and you've got an endless supply of it? Is it self-control to just not spend it versus somebody who came up on the same amount of money that's never had any and they go spend crazy? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not self-control. You just have unlimited access to it. If we had unlimited access to it, we would turn bitches down just as easily. But we don't have unlimited access to it. You see what I'm saying? So, for instance, the reason I use that money analogy is if you were Richie Rich, remember that movie, Richie Rich?
Oh, yeah.
And you have everything, you're not going shopping all the time. But if you won the lottery, you're about to spend. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that Richie has more self-control. Richie just has already had the abundance of having. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's not like that's
So it's
why
almost
that's
like-
why men look at women who do cheat as like the ultimate betrayals, because you didn't have to. You chose to. Not that we had to, but it's like
You didn't have to.
It's harder for you guys.
It's harder for us to acquire sex. You simply just allowed someone else into you. I had to court her. I had to make her feel comfortable.
But what if it
I had to
wasn't like
laugh.
that?
But it is. That's exactly how it is. You see what I'm saying? If the tables were
your
turned,
mind.
if it wasn't like
Open your
that,
mind.
if it wasn't like that, then you'd be the man and you'd understand where we're coming from and why men cheat. Because, I mean, point blank, period. No one woman can satisfy her man sexually. Like, it's just not going to happen. Men and women aren't even looking for the same things in each other for relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Women want a lot more from a man than a man wants from his woman.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to dating after divorce, you'll be fine. But the man that you're looking for is gonna really want to know why you left, and if it was for the same shit that every other woman leaves, hopefully he's in his frame enough to let you know, well, the odds of me sleeping with somebody else are probably just as high. You know what I mean? But the difference is now, after being in a relationship for so long, when you do find someone else who wants to be with you long term and he is checking all of your boxes, is the cheating really going to be that big of a deal if everything else is taken care of? That's a real question.
For me personally, it's always going to be a big deal. But I'm also understanding. I mean, I went through like a lot of cheating multiple times throughout the entire marriage.
Okay, can I ask you some more questions?
I was patient. Okay.
Who was the breadwinner in that relationship?
Me.
There you go.
Hell no,
He'll
you're
say-
making money and he's fucking around? No.
Yeah.
So if you had a man who was like providing and he had a little slip here and there, it'd be a lot
I mean,
different.
look, he was.
Wouldn't it?
No, I mean, he was broken. He still had a
Oh,
slip,
no.
and I was still
No, 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 no.
understanding.
What she's
But if
asking-
you did have
On the
money,
other-
sure. If you were taking care of everything else, and I didn't have to worry about anything,
Yeah,
like
that's
you were
what
the
I'm
man
saying.
in the house, I was not even taking out I was taking out the trash.
Bitch, don't-
I was
I'm like,
taking
don't
the
let
cars
him
to get
do that.
serviced. I was doing the yard work.
No, you weren't.
And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym at 10
Oh,
o'clock
no.
at night. I'll be back at 2." Like, okay.
no.
Emotional
How many
damage.
times has he cheated?
How many times did he cheat?
That you know of.
Multiple that I know of.
So why did you keep taking him back? Did you not mind? Is that why a part of you did not
They have
mind?
a kid. She
No,
was
I have a kid
There's
with him.
vows
We were
involved.
married we were married the first time that I
Yeah,
found
you
out.
married him twice? Oh.
No, sorry. The first time that I found out about
What?
somebody.
Oh, I'm like,
Yeah,
What
yeah.
do you?
You know, we
okay,
had
how
a
good is that? No.
So, I was understanding, like, because if anything, I'm the most understanding person you're ever gonna meet in this world.
Shit, you must.
I say that and I mean it.
Really is.
Like
She gets it.
Yeah, and I get it. We're human. We're gonna fuck up. Like it happens.
Yeah.
But during that time, I also said to him, like, could you take me back had I done what you done? And he was like,
absolutely.
I don't know. Okay, well, just think about that because just as much as you had an opportunity, so have I. I've just not taken them.
See, again, you're thinking about it from woman mindset.
That was just our conversation.
No, I get that,
yeah.
but no man. That's the biggest difference. Men and women show loyalty completely different.
Yeah.
Your loyalty is don't fuck nobody else.
Right.
My loyalty is, which you didn't have, is I'm going to give you every resource that I create, along with protect you and provide for
Right.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A man is willing to die for his women and his children. You know what I mean? I will risk my life for that. If that's somebody attacks us on the street, if that's a burglar comes into this house, I have to go handle that. And that's what I'm willing to do. Not willing to do that for any of these strange bitches that I'm fucking on the side.
Yeah.
That's where my loyalty is. You see what I'm saying? Your loyalty is don't sleep with nobody else. So when you sit there and say, would you put up with it if I did that to you? The answer is always going to be no, is because you could do it every single day. No matter how many times he cheated.
If she was a breadwinner, she should have.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. Wait. I'm not
okay.
trying to absolve this man of that.
No.
Yeah.
But you said, so that's why I said, and kind of what she was trying to allude to, if he did everything you wanted,
Right.
you're talking about being understanding with somebody who didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
somebody who's deserving of your understanding,
Yeah.
you may just look the other fucking way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If all your bills are paid, if you don't have to do anything, like if you get to, you see those.
It's just
you,
a rando.
I was talking to
know,
her. I was talking to her about it the other day. Like I can only imagine how jealous women are watching your story while you're lollygagging through Target at 9:45 in the morning without a care in the world because you don't have to pay for any bills. You know what I mean? Like what did you do today?
Yeah, let's hear that.
I went and got my tire filled up, and I waited 30 minutes in line at Discount Tire because I didn't want
Only
to do it
because
myself.
I had already left the house before I knew it was
I
flat.
didn't want to do it myself. And then I went to the gym, and then I went to Uptown Jungle that we have a membership at. And then
You jumped on the trampolines.
She took the kids to do it. This is what she gets to do all day while I'm working.
I love
Yeah.
it. It's my dream life.
And then I had my friend over, and she talked to me while I folded laundry. And
My dream life.
Okay,
That does
so
sound
if you had all of that,
Yeah.
would any of those
oh, I got a
cheating-
coffee at my favorite spot too. Peixoto.
would the cheating be as stand out as it was versus you working hard, paying bills, taking out trash, and
No,
this
I would be
motherfucker's going to the gym
I
at
would
10
have
o'clock?
still been understanding. That's the thing.
Well, that's what I'm
just me.
saying.
That's just me because we're human.
I'm
We
saying
make
you're going to be
mistakes.
more understanding if
Maybe
you're
so.
taken care of.
Maybe
Is,
so.
is what I'm saying. And that's really what I was talking about when I was talking to you guys on the street, which is the common ground that we need to come to is to understand that the man you actually want is finally in a position that you've always been, which is he gets to pick and choose his woman. Most men take what they can get.
Yeah.
And that's most men are average. Most women don't see most men. Prime example is, you know what your average man in America is? The guys you don't notice at Walmart. Like the normal shopper. 5'7" to 5'9", overweight, not strikingly handsome, makes a normal wage.
Well, those are my type of guys. I kind of like the ugly ones.
Because you can help groom them into something you really want, right?
No, you
It's
can't.
not a bad deal.
No, you
right?
can't. If the man's if he don't want it himself, you'll never be able to want it. For
But
him.
like I told you before, it's easier to flirt with guys I'm not interested in.
Sure, I mean that's anybody. It's easy to be yourself around somebody you're not interested in. When you are interested in somebody, you get nervous.
You're
and-
intimidated.
yeah,
You
you
get sweaty
talk too
palms. My
much.
hands
Yeah.
sweat. I'm
Hands
like,
are all sweaty.
hold on, let me shake
That
your
reminds me of
hand.
that Office episode.
Another way. Give me 5 minutes.
when he's like, it's date night, Mike. on Office. You get all fucking weird.
So I would just say in the long run, I think you've got
Yeah, if you ever put up with that again, make sure he's.
Dennis, just keep it on
a
the
billion
all of
things
us.
for you.
Filthy rich.
Yeah, like
Filthy rich.
he's like, here's a fucking bad girl
go
My
spend
bad.
it.
So then
Yeah.
where's
Your
the
friends,
self-awareness though on his behalf to say,
Yeah.
well, shit, I'm not a real man. I don't take care of things at home. I'm not a leader. I'm not protecting her. I'm not taking care of everything, and then I'm still cheating. Like, dang.
I mean,
That's not the way he's looking at it.
yeah, no, that's men. First of all, he wasn't looking at it that way because if he has access to other women, then he's doing something right.
Yeah.
Right. So remember how I told you like how when a guy gets denied, that gives him an incentive to like to self-reflect and be like, what am I doing wrong to change so that I can get more attractive to women? If he's already being attracted to women and you're kind of rewarding him in some ways by doing that, then he's gonna be like, I don't need to change anything because this is the same type of behavior that she accepted me and got in a relationship with me.
Yeah.
I just watched a couple of videos where guys would talk about how many women they used to pick up. Like these are like guys ultra trash, right? And the same tactic that he used to pick up this really hot woman, and he's like, you know what? I kind of like her, and then he starts changing his ways, not the different behavior. He starts showing that he cares about her, and then they end up going ghost on them. And I've seen multiple people talking about this where it's so
common. It's kind of disgusting. Like, you can be super nice to a guy. Like you said, guys just want to be treated nice, want to find a woman who treats them nice. Well, we treat you nice, so nice that you don't like it. Like, I feel like these guys are just like, oh, she's too nice. She's nice to everybody. Oh, she's nice to, because I could talk to a guy across the bar and be super friendly, and they take that as like trying to be too flirtatious. And then I'm like, well, I'm not being flirty. I'm just being nice to you.
No, don't be
You know what I
don't be
mean?
nice to men that you don't want to be
No,
nice to.
I'm just a nice person.
just
But then when
nice
I'm with
Well, what I'm
somebody,
saying
I'm
here-
really nice.
well-
Like, I'm nice.
So two
If
things.
I like you, I'm gonna give you all my niceness in one basket. Like, I'm not just gonna spread it evenly. Like, I see potential, but then like we don't talk for a couple days, and then we talk one whole day, and it's great, and we're laughing, and it's comfortable, and like I'm like, yeah, I can see myself with this person, and then they go MIA for another 2 days. I'm like, I'm done being nice. Like, why do I have to be nice? Now I'm gonna be a bitch to you because you just
And then they're
aren't talking to me for 24
And then
hours.
they're trying, because that's what he said. They want nice, but then they're a little
honestly don't know what men you're
toxicity.
talking about. I'm gonna let you go in a second, but two things.
All of them.
Two things, especially based on what you guys were talking about, is you choose the man that you're dealing with. So if he's like he said, you give him an inch, they're gonna take a mile. If I don't have to change, I'm not gonna. And you picked him, so you have to deal with the consequences. And then when it comes to being too nice, again, you picked the man you decided to be that nice to, but. I don't know what men you're picking because I don't know men that are turned off by a woman being friendly. I don't know those men.
I can say that we're more friends than anything else, but like we talk about relationship stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you could be best friends with a guy and talk about all the things
Men
underneath
and
the
women
sun,
can't
right?
be friends.
Oh my god.
This is different. This is a little different. It's a very weird friendship. Like,
Have you guys
he
slept
goes,
together?
Oh yeah.
Then
we
you're- I mean,
see.
then you
I
got-
see him at the gym, right? I see him at the gym. We don't talk. Awkward. We don't talk at all. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm trying to work out. I'm doing my thing. Don't talk to me. I'll make eye contact, but that's it. I'm out. Then the minute I leave, I get a text. Like, okay, cool, whatever. We hang out. Stuff goes down. Next day, we don't talk. It's weird.
No,
So
that's
you're a jump off?
yeah. No, that's the perfect situation for him.
Yeah, no, it's great, but he's not that person. Like,
Yeah,
I
he's
know,
not trying to be. He's
No,
gotten
I'm
what he
just-
wants. Once you give a man
But it's
sex,
not
you've
even that,
lost
it's
all
so
leverage
weird.
in any kind of negotiation.
That's not the one you
It's
want.
totally different.
is
No,
it?
I'm not saying no.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
that what I
I'm
want, but
like-
I just like it's just a weird like relationship.
Yeah, but
Which is fine.
What I'm
I'm
telling
cool
you
with it.
is again, knowing, because we said it and you agreed earlier that it's difficult to come by sex.
Oh, for sure.
If a good-looking woman gives somebody sex and I don't have to talk to you,
But
like I'm gonna capitalize on
It's
that all
not
the
even
time.
talking like in like a sexual way. It's just talking like about random stuff about like I'm in school and like random things like how's your day? Like, it's a good friendship,
Yeah,
right?
so he's doing that to make sure that you know that he's thinking about you enough that your attention isn't completely gone and you don't take away.
But I
sex.
have for like months, and I've taken it all away. Then
As
we
a
go right back
woman-
to it.
As a woman who dates
It's
women,
weird.
that sounds like an ideal thing.
It is
Like-
ideal.
Like, I would love that. Like, I barely have to groom
It's not
it,
bad.
and I get it if I want, and then like go
Yeah.
and do my own thing for a couple months.
It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. We
Yeah.
have the best time, and
Yeah.
everything's great. Like everything's great, but at some point you're like, okay, this person has potential. Like he goes to church. He goes to church. He has good family ground. Like he's actually like everything you want. But our relationship, our friendship is just so.
If he wanted more,
weird.
he would take it more.
I don't want more from him. I'm just saying like he has some potential.
Then he doesn't
you know
have
what I mean?
potential. No, because
No,
when a woman
It's not my
desires,
potential.
okay, so then it's irrelevant potential, because when a
course.
woman desires a man, she respects that man,
Yeah.
and she can see herself with that man. She's gonna do what it takes to be with that man. And you don't see any of those real traits. You see a good person who for another bitch would be great, but we're just gonna have sex whenever I feel like it, and
of course, but there are also other small little things where I'm like, no, like I can't, like that's just too much, like it's weird stuff. And I'm like, okay, why am I continuing this whole thing when I keep telling myself, okay, I'm done, and then right back to it.
As a spiritual life coach, I'm gonna tell you, if you have something in your hand, someone can't come and like.
Of
so
course.
Having that in your life, you're not gonna attract the person you want because you're holding on to something that you don't want, like halfway in, halfway out.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
So you have to make yourself available to the energy in the universe of the person that has the potential that you're actually interested in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, what were you gonna say?
But it sounds like a fun situation.
No, it's great.
Yeah,
it's a great time.
Right?
Well, you still want to, not really.
I was about being nice. About being nice.
Yeah.
Going back to that topic is, do you I feel like there's two guys. If you look at all romantic movies or TV shows, there's always two guys that women are having trouble to go out with. And just to make it simple, the Twilight series, right? Either the Edward, who's romantic and very nice, those type of guys are gonna allow you to be nice, right? But if you have like a assertive, more dominant, alpha-like type guy, he's gonna want to claim territory over you, right? He's gonna, because that's gonna make him want to be protective, like Jacob, right? So you gotta decide what kind of man you want, because
they were both bad boys. They both were pickup artists. They had Edward was mysterious. He was also very protective. You know what I mean? And then he was really handsome, but in a I need to know more about them type of way. Jacob was the muscular, dominant athlete, standout man, more in the social circle. So he had more social proof. You know what I mean? They were both the same guy, but to what you were saying is the mysteriousness of Edward being a less talkative man allows for women to be nice, but I don't even see the more assertive, dominant man pushing away a woman who's being friendly.
Well, that's what I was gonna lead into. Being friendly opens you up to the possibility. So we have doors, right? If you're in a relationship, that door should be closed. And understanding that guys are going to do whatever it takes, and they are willing to go do the long haul to be able to open that door, even if it's slow, right? Yeah. So if it starts with you being nice, basically, you think you're being nice, and you think, which makes you bypass all these small little tactics that he's doing to make you start bonding with him. So, for instance, if you're being extra nice, I would be funny with you. Make you feel like a little bit open and more secure, and then I'll find my way to start slowly touching you. Whether it's like, say, hey, high five. You think that's innocent, but no, I'm already establishing touch, and then you are still being nice, but you don't know subconsciously that a possible bond is being made. Definitely, if you are attracted to him in some type of way, whether he's physically attractive or you find his personality to be attractive. Does that make sense? So, as women, if you just go throughout your day, just go to work, you go to the grocery store, and you go back home, how many other men are you're gonna be encountering? And if you're nice, then it just increases the odds, if that makes sense. It just increases the odds of guys possibly getting through the door.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be there waiting till you get into a small little hiccup with your husband or your boyfriend.
Are you saying don't be nice to everyone?
No, I'm saying knowing knowing when to close the door.
I am a bitch. Usually that RBF, I have it. So.
Knowing when to close
Well, here's
the door.
the thing. I think the one of the bigger issues in the male and female dynamic is the climate in today's social media era is women, just all of them, the 4s and 5s, all think that they're bad bitches. You know what I'm saying? Everyone thinks that they're the finest bitch out here. So you being nice to somebody may not be being nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like you said, you have a resting bitch face. You may think you're being nice because you weren't rude in your head. You know what I'm saying? But you still, your body language may be trash. Your facial expressions may be trash. Your tone may be trash. You know what I'm saying? Because if you aren't interested in said man or slightly interested, and if you're being nice to him, he's gonna know it. We know when a woman is interested in us. We're not fooled, and we're not going to what's the word I'm looking for? Push that away, because again, sexual access to women comes at such a slow rate. The last thing we're gonna do is be unattracted to a woman that looks like you if you're being nice to us. That just sounds stupid for any man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like we've got tons of women looking like you or just pretty women in general all being nice to us. Most women won't talk to us. You know what I mean? And even for the really good looking men, they get shot down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think you're overselling your friendliness.
I'm just not a rude person. I'm rude when I need to be.
No. Like, but what I'm saying is if you're interested in somebody,
to be nice, to be respectful to people.
But what you said was, I'll be talking to somebody, I'm really nice to them, and then they ghost me.
I said I'm nice. I give my niceness to people that I'm interested in, and we have that connection. I don't just hand out all my niceness.
But then that's assuming the other guy is interested in what she's looking for as well, because she can be nice because she's interested. But if all along he's thinking, I just want to fuck her, then that's fine. He's going to accept your niceness and still ghost.
Yeah,
so we take it as, you're pushing us away because you don't like my niceness. No, all along he just wasn't transparent about what he was looking for.
I'm missing what you're trying to say.
So what she's saying is, even though he knows I'm being nice, he's still going to be like, okay, she's nice, cool, who cares? We're
trying to figure out why we're getting ghosted.
Are you shooting out of your league?
No. I don't know what my league is, because they're really attractive. It doesn't happen a lot. But I'm just saying, like, why does it happen? I know a lot of men and women.
Okay, are you sleeping with these men that ghost you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you go on dates with these men that ghosted you? Okay.
Yes.
And who paid for those dates?
He did, and then I paid for our drinks later because I'm nice. I was
I like that.
I got this, like cool.
And did you make any effort to see them again? Say like, hey, we should do this again.
We talked about it.
No, I'm talking about in the days following. Like hey,
no,
that was
that's
fun.
the thing. So it was an interesting thing. So we went
closer to the mic.
One of our friends, the girl we were with the other night, her and I were out at a basketball game. And we went out to eat afterwards, and we met these 3 guys. One's a PA, one's a dentist, right? So it's cool. And one of the guys I was talking to, we were just having fun, discussing sports, whatever. And then the other girl, the other guy we're talking, they exchanged Instagrams, whatever. And then a couple weeks went by, actually a couple of months went by, and he reached out and said, hey, can I have your friend's number? Which I'm the friend. Got his number. We exchanged, information, went out on a date.
Sensational.
The next day, we talked a little bit, and then the next day, gone. We didn't sleep together. Didn't sleep together. Didn't kiss him. Didn't hug him. I hugged him goodbye. He paid for dinner. I paid for drinks, and then that was it.
Okay.
We had conversation all night. It was great. Then that was it.
That was a really long story to avoid the question of in the days following the day.
That's what I'm saying. We did not talk. I just said we did not talk.
Yeah. So what I'm so you didn't get ghosted. You ghosted too.
No, I texted him and he never texted me back. So he ghosted me.
Okay. Well then, either you were boring or you showed zero interest in potential sexual access.
We
So why
had
not
hands on
communicate
each other.
that?
We had hands on.
This is the only thing I don't
we
like
were
about
trying
this.
to touch each other. We had
This
it
has
wasn't
only happened during
awkward.
this one situation. There's so many variables. Maybe he just didn't want to. Maybe he just
But look,
finds something
he
new.
reached out to me.
Maybe
He reached out. I could
Could be
care
my
less. I could
ex-husband.
care less if I talked to him again. It's not like a big. I didn't lose out on anything. But like, why? Could you just be upfront and be like, hey, the date was great, but I'm just not interested.
You
just
can't
fucking
expect.
say something.
Troy, let me know if you agree on this. Like,
I say
when
it.
when you, as a guy, when you're dating a lot of women or you're taking a lot of women on a date, and they ghost us, we can get caught up into trying to figure out what it is. Sometimes they just didn't ghost us. Not everything needs to be like
No, it's not.
what's wrong with this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and
Some
I guess the
people
way it
just
was
have their weird
presented
reasons.
is that it keeps happening to you guys. This just
Right.
seems like it was a one-off situation. On top of that, again, so I have a bunch of questions about this man because, I'm trying to make it make sense. Is he attractive?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does a great job.
And he has a great job. How old was he?
He was 32, 33.
And you presumably single?
He was single, yes.
Okay.
Is single.
So he said.
Yeah.
So odds are at 32, and you said he was a PA, so
He's a dentist.
A dentist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, shit. It's not like they work all hours of the night. He is probably very busy, but also probably has tons of options. And
Probably.
And if you didn't seem like somebody who was worth spending more time with, regardless of how fun the date was or seemed, then that could be why you got ghosted.
Could be, but
And that's only going to happen from a man who can ghost you.
Of course.
Because men who can't ghost you won't ghost you, and they typically end up turning you off because they're too fucking available.
And some
The
guys
only
like
reason
the
you're
taste.
thinking about this is because he was cool enough to don't just ghost me without saying anything, motherfucker.
which is cool. I mean,
saw potential.
Exactly, that's what I'm
ghost,
saying.
that's
But if
fine.
it was just somebody that you were giving a slight chance to, like you, Mrs. I kind of like the ugly ones and all that other stuff. If the ugly one was ghosting you, you wouldn't be liking them as much as you do now. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Because it's
when
like,
we
motherfucker,
met-
I'm
But
giving
see,
you a
that doesn't
chance.
happen, so I don't know.
Okay.
When we all met, it was fun. Like we had a great time. There wasn't like a plan at the end of the night to go hook up or do anything. We just were like, hey, it was very nice to meet you, yada yada. We went our ways. Months later, I found out he's been wanting to take me out. I'm like, why? I wasn't even talking to you. Like we didn't really have much in common. I didn't talk to you at all. You just were there and I was there. It was
physical.
fun.
Let
Of
me
course,
explain
right?
something.
Of
It's
course.
completely physical.
No, I totally get that.
We're done with
But
the
then-
physical, though.
But
Like,
Who's we?
some of us women.
Okay, but men aren't. That's how we move. Women fall in love with what they hear. Men fall in love with what they see. So when a man is speaking to you and courting you, it's because he wants to sleep with you. Now, the only reason they're going to ghost you is if you made some signal, some sign that sleeping with you is going to be more work than I'm willing to put in. So you may have said something along the line like,
No.
I don't get down like that. Or,
I would agree with that.
Or you're
Yeah.
going to have to, or I have a 3-date rule, whatever the fuck it is. Or
I never said anything
I'm not
like
saying
that.
you did. I'm not saying I'm not saying any of this happened. But if I pick up any indication that you're gonna make me work harder than I want to for you, then I can ghost you. You
he
see
was
what I'm saying?
already working hard to get my telephone number, so
He went through your friend to grab your Instagram. What's so?
no, he went through my friend's manager
Yeah.
to get
Oh,
my number, and it was uncomfortable for her
that
because
work.
they were talking at one point. So
All
he
that
was
work
like,
just to ghost.
Even that's weird too. Like that's
And you're
not,
in
was
your
uncomfortable.
30s. Grow up already.
So
Like,
then,
we're not in our 20s. Grow up.
yeah, so I was
It's
just
like a quick,
I
like,
don't even know.
hey, there's not a connection, but it was nice meeting you.
I was
like,
just curious, like,
Super
is that
simple.
like-
you're right. You're right.
thing?
Like
Yeah.
listen, I do.
Sounds like a Gemini.
I do.
Not me.
I don't know, like I was just curious. It's not like I was dwelling. I was just
Yeah.
curious, like
Yeah.
No, I
the
truly
date went well.
truly
Like
believe.
I'm like, okay, well you wanted my number, so I'm just gonna go back to doing what I was doing because
fine before you.
I was
I'll be
great.
fine after.
I have no issues. I'm too busy for all that anyways. Like if you don't want it to have any part of it, then don't. I have a kid. I'm in school. I work full time. I don't have time for myself. So If you don't want it, then go. But just be like, hey, it was cool.
So you just wanted a little bit of
like,
closure.
Hey,
no, I truly
it.
believe that every man should be honest. Should be upfront.
Should be, guys.
Yeah.
Should, but we're working on what is. And
Yes.
what is women can't handle the truth. And in our pre-show, talking about it, when you were talking about being upfront and all that other stuff, if men told you what they wanted to tell you,
That's
you
all
would
we
say
want.
no.
No, and that's
That's what
okay.
we want.
Why can't we
No.
say no?
Yeah.
Because then you're missing the really big point. Understand this. If men told you what they wanted to do, every single man who ever approached you's first line would be, "You're attractive. I want to fuck." And you're gonna tell every single
We
man,
might
hold
say
on.
yes.
Okay.
I might say yes.
She literally said earlier,
It's a Thursday night. I don't got my kid. That's what I would say. Sure.
No, you said earlier, I'm not on that. I want something more
Because
serious.
I'm
and-
looking to date, and
Okay,
I make that
exactly.
very clear.
Okay,
So
so-
then leave me alone.
Okay, but what I'm
Right?
saying is 99% of women are going to have that approach, which is, it's not for me, but good luck with the next woman you tell that to. So why the fuck, as a man, would I
can't say
just?
that though. I can't say that 99% of the women are out there. No, there's women that just like to fuck,
I would say
and that's
But
okay.
it's a
from my
small
perspective,
percentage.
I don't know.
It's a very
Let's pull the
small
stats.
percentage.
No.
Troy.
Do you really want to pull this
Let's-
up?
Troy,
Roll the tape,
I would
guys.
say from my perspective, like, it worked a lot well for me. Like,
To just be
majority
upfront?
of the time since middle school
Yeah.
all the way up to my age right now, 32, it has worked.
Just be a friend.
Listen,
What does
I'm
work,
not
though?
saying.
Just being upfront
Honest.
and
Thank you. That's all we want.
I'm not saying
honest.
it doesn't.
I'm
work.
not going to waste my
But
breath.
a guy shouldn't. I never said it in the beginning. I would. Depends. You get a vibe.
Yeah,
You guys
the
like each other's
vibe,
chemistry,
exactly.
and then you lay it down.
Exactly.
No, again, I started with, yes, every man should. It still works for me. I still actively do that. I actively say, hey, I have a girlfriend. We see girls together and separately. You can get with this or you don't get with this.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. And a lot of women are receptive to that. Cool. Do I have to see you guys both together, or can we see each other separate? How does this work? And the conversation gets going.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I've always done it. I've always laid it out is, I'm not going to stop talking to other bitches just because we're talking.
Yeah.
You're not the only woman I'm talking to. Or when a woman hits me with an ultimatum of, if we're going to keep sleeping together, you need to stop talking to these other girls. I've never let that stop me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But most men aren't me. Most men aren't capable of doing so. Most men don't have any sexual access, so they lie to even the playing field. So they play your game because as a man, since we have to acquire what we want from you, we have to understand you.
Yeah.
And most men understand she's gonna fall in love with what she hears. Okay? So I'm gonna tell her what she wants to hear so I can procure what I want.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, should they be honest? Abso-fucking-lutely. But again, like I said, if all of them were honest, 90% of women, 99% of women would be disgusted if men said,
Oh, I wouldn't
great
be
tits.
disgusted. I'd be like, good luck. God
Yes,
bless.
but you're looking at it as such a woman way that you don't realize other women are here. You're not the only one who's going to do that, and you're not the only woman. So if every single woman is telling every single man, "Oh, good, God bless," then no one's going to date.
Same with kids. They're going to lie to get what they want from their
Maybe
parents.
so,
sure.
but I guess this is where your question was the other night. Why is dating so hard? Because there's a lack of transparency. Just be honest
both
with what
ends,
you're
yeah.
looking for.
But honesty doesn't work. You just said honesty doesn't work for you.
And
You've already proven it to me. Go ahead.
and leave the ones that don't want just casual sex alone. Just move on to the next.
All right, let's play again. I want to have sex with you. Yay or nay?
Oh no, not like that.
Does it have to be
I want to have
a-
sex with you. Yay or nay?
I'm not looking for that right now.
I
But
want to have
thank you.
sex with you. Yay or nay?
I have to fill out your vibe.
I want to have sex with you. Yay or nay?
Honestly.
Well, it's all in the
It's a
delivery. I
vibe.
feel like if you
No, I get that, bro. We understand what
Yeah,
the common
yeah,
sense
I
of
understand.
how a man should do it.
Right.
But what I'm telling them is they saying they want honesty.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
how you
understand.
deliver
Yeah.
honesty.
Right.
Because the point is 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + fucking 1 is 2. Same thing. Delivery different. Doesn't matter. Either way, it's honest. Okay? What I'm saying is if every man were honest, despite their fucking delivery, hold on. We said it. We said it last show. We said it last show. We shoot 100 shots, 3 go in. They
then
shoot
this is
100
all
shots,
about
97
men?
go in.
Wait, so then
To a
this
degree,
is all
I
about
think-
men?
No,
Like,
what I'm
that's how
tell-
you're just like that's how you're delivering this.
What do you
This is
mean?
only about men, about what you getting your nut off. Like this is only about you
No,
guys.
I'm trying to explain to you how men think.
Back to
What I would
you
say is this: the only reason why I'm kind of just protesting against that is because I don't want to make it seem like out in the world that men, that if you don't have this and this and this and that, then you can't be honest. I think it depends on where it starts. Meaning, if a guy had a smooth delivery, I think it's more about how you talk to women than how you look for women.
It's
And
you're
this is coming from
100% right.
I you know what I mean? And I feel like if you're smooth with your delivery and your frame, it shows that you don't care whether she decides yes or no. And I think it starts with a guy having a higher purpose. That's where I think it starts.
So back to
And
you.
the reason why I'm saying that is because if he has a higher purpose, more than just trying to get his nut off, then he doesn't care about whether she says yes or no. Plus, adding that in, because that's frame, because now he has a frame. She's gonna be like, damn, he's confident, and why do I feel like I'm gonna miss something out if I
Yes.
say no to this?
Correct.
2, yes, it's gonna hurt them in the beginning, but if you just say, hey, let's fuck, then they're not gonna like that. But you say, hey, listen, we got a great vibe, don't you think? Yeah. Listen, let's hang out more. Let's see how it goes. There's no pressure on you. There's no pressure on me. I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship right now,
let's
but I'm
just
open to seeing where things could lead to.
Exactly.
into that. We're just like
Because
okay,
women like you. If
No
you have a good
one's
framework, let me
disputing
finish
that.
this real quick.
Hold on,
If you have a good framework, then the guy could. Because women, how they feel 1 minute is going to be totally different than how they feel another minute.
Yeah.
So she might say no, but if you make it in a way that she feels like she should say yes, then she's gonna say yes. Does
Okay,
that make sense?
Again,
Like,
you know,
you-
everything you said makes 100% sense. The problem is we're not talking about guys who know how to do that. Majority of men don't know
So
how to
they
do
should
that.
learn.
Okay, and that's something we can say for the daytime show because you're right.
Self-growth,
A better approach makes it easier to be honest.
Yeah.
However, that's not most men. And most men, no matter how they deliver their honesty, it does not come off well to women, is all I'm saying. Is because even what you said, the frame, the no pressure, let's see where things go, all this other stuff. You've been turned down more than it's worked. It does work. I'm not denying that. But you know you've been turned down more. It's not. You're not.
Can I-
not my numbers.
You're not shooting 80% from the field with that approach.
See, this is what I approach differently than most men. Most men, what they do is they go to women cold turkey. I don't go to women cold turkey. I like to be efficient. I like to work when the probabilities are in my favor. Meaning, I just don't see a girl unless she's bad enough that I have to say something. Then I'm gonna go say something cold turkey. But that's a lot harder. But if I see her looking at me and I see her giving me a signal, then those are the ones I'm gonna shoot my shot with. And I'm not capping when I say this, is like you have a better odds when it comes to that. Over 50% chance, if you're good with your words, you gotta go out there, you gotta learn how to talk to women, use the law of averages. It's just like a practice, just like basketball. You just go out there and you just learn how to talk to the women. Then you only talk to the women that is giving you the clues and the cues.
Exactly.
I bet you, if anything, you're going to make it more than you're gonna miss it. You just gotta figure out when they're giving you the cues. That's the hard part.
And leave alone the ones that say, you know what, that's not for me. But good luck.
It's just like
Move on
how
to the next.
say?
you said great tits. He could come up and say, hey, you know, you have really great boobs. I didn't want it like,
Boobs.
you know,
got a great body. I just
but
have
I like the
like
way that shirt fits.
respectful. You know, like
dress.
in a respectful way,
You
but
guys-
like
you
tits,
guys- you guys cut
boobs,
it.
breasts,
Cut it
like
out.
it's
You know
it's
that ain't
just
gonna work.
different. It does work.
That's not gonna work.
I work with
It's-
titties all day. It
I
does
mean,
work.
you're saying
It
that
does
men
work.
fall in love with what they see and women fall in love with what they hear. So delivery
Is
does
everything.
matter.
No, I
But
did
So
that.
they
But
can.
you
They don't.
see
Who
where
said
I'm
it
coming
didn't matter? I was telling you that you can't handle the truth. So
But not
even
a
if
lot
you
of men can
deliver
deliver
it
like that.
even if you
They
deliver
just don't
it,
know how.
even if you deliver it better, no matter how it is delivered, you still have the same option to sit there and say, "Cool, sweetie, not for me."
Yeah.
Of course you do.
But you're saying we have a hard time accepting the truth. Like, no, we do not. I'm telling you, we do
We
not.
want the
we
truth
want
because
the
we're
truth.
gonna give
You
it.
guys have the hard time accepting the truth.
Well, I would disagree on this
Sometimes.
part. Even
Depending on
if
what
it's
the
delivered
situation
sweet,
is.
women take it.
If you just say,
Women can
you know
take
what,
it
there's
really
no
hard.
connection. It was nice meeting you. Good luck.
I think women do take things, even if you're still being honest, even if you're delivering it sweetly.
I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for other women.
But that's what I'm speaking on, is the general population of women. And you're taking everything to how you would respond to things, which is fine. You can be an exception to the rule, but exceptions don't make the rule. So when I'm speaking in generalities. And most women aren't going to receive the truth if all men were truthful.
Because then they'd say, "Oh, he's an asshole." But no, he's
try
not
it.
truthful. Like, you have to understand, like, he's just saying he don't like you in a nice way.
You're 100% right, because you're talking to two people who don't lie to women. And it's still, there's women who tell me exactly what you tell me.
And then you just move on to the next.
I know. I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. He can do that. He is framing his confidence. But most men don't look like us. Most men don't have that kind of frame. Most men don't have shit to stand on to allow that opportunity to slip through their fingers. Do you understand? So most men are not capable of being honest, and they're not willing to let go of an opportunity because you were being nice. You were talking to me. You were reciprocating energy. You were reciprocating conversation. So I'm going to do and say what I want to get what I want, not me, the average man you're speaking to. Okay? And once I get that, then I can decide if I actually like you or not. Okay?
That's what we talked about the other night.
Yeah,
like sleeping with somebody, like we got to figure that out
Post
first,
nut
and
clarity
then
for men is huge.
what we want to do.
I'll just strengthen that argument because I know I did say the
Or
contrary.
opposite.
I would say on the opposite end, women, you don't understand. When we are horny, we see. What's that concept? When I fight, all I see is red. You ever hear that?
Yeah.
It's like that when
that
we're
too.
horny. But testosterone makes us very irritable.
Yes, you're
and
angry
aggressive.
and you're I get it.
And there's nothing that we can do besides getting that nut off. So
are we.
yeah, but then women have to be able to use discernment.
We're just like, okay, I just need to find anybody.
I just want to give you that perspective. Like, we do that.
for sure.
We get
But with
angry.
you guys want the sex and then talk about it. We want to talk about it and then have sex because it means more for us.
Yeah.
Like when you have good
It should
chemistry
mean
and you
more
have
for
good
you.
sex, like that shit is fire. I mean, it's top tier, right? And then you have an opposite. You're like, that was just whatever sex. Like I don't remember any of it because I was drunk. Like that's not fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's fun for you guys, right? You guys got your dick wet, but for us, we're like, meh, you know, like it's totally different. So I see that, and I'm just trying to figure out like where we got to meet
Well, and
for common ground.
And that's what I was trying to get to, which is, and he kind of alluded at it. Yes, most men should be honest and have a good approach with being honest. But you guys reject men daily. How many of them have game? Let's be honest. You want to say you're talking about the truth? Let's be honest. How many men who approach you have game?
A lot of them, because I told you I like the nerdy one.
Come on, bro. We're talking about being honest.
Guys tell me you like
you're
little Harry
proving my
Potter
point. You
movie.
want us to be honest, but you're lying through your teeth right now.
just said
One
that.
out of like 4 men have game.
Okay,
One
that's
out
it.
of
So
4.
again, meaning that they're smooth enough for you to
Be like,
to be
"Ooh,
interested
yeah,
in this
I'm gonna get to
conversation."
know him.
Okay, now you're interested in this conversation, and he's smooth enough to deliver his honesty.
Yeah.
How many of those guys exist?
Maybe 2 out of 10.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a lot
exactly.
Two
So
out of
see what I'm
10.
saying?
That's
So
hard.
you want everybody to be honest, but most men are so
not.
nervous
They're
when
gonna
it
tell you
comes to
what you
trying to
wanna hear.
approach a woman in the first fucking place. So you're gonna sit there and tell me that everybody talks to you got game.
Maybe I'm just easy
Honestly,
to please. I don't know.
Honestly.
You guys want me to open my app right now? I
Yes,
will.
yes, I do. Because you
Museum is a
told us
big
to be
thing.
honest, and you're
What
lying to
about
my
you?
face right
I'm
now.
not lying. No, I'm just easy to please.
You just said
So
you got out of a
understanding,
relationship.
I'm
So
faithful.
what happened there?
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
like what kind of game, what kind of men are you talking to anybody? Are you not?
No.
So what happened? Like what was the not like the big scoop, but like just a little like rundown.
We were together for 5.5 years. We have 2 kids. I was the sole breadwinner in the relationship. And
Hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but we have to restart this machine, so we're gonna pause it for a second. Take a little 5-minute break. You guys can go pee. And
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna take some here for just a minute.
Call it action. CT.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, like and subscribe and follow all of that shit.
Sorry.
That's how we get these things pushed in the algorithm.
Yeah, and if you have a comment or a question, just comment
Yeah,
below.
please.
We'll love to answer that. All right.
Joe, add in. Give us a topic.
Okay, let's
So
continue.
back on me.
Back on you.
We had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of
Into the mic.
a lot of arguments, because I felt like even though like I didn't care about me working or whatever, it was just that I felt like even though I was working, I still had to come home, clean, cook, take care of the kids, do the laundry, all that.
While he's on the game.
And cater. Mind he didn't play games. You know, he was always out and about. And then half the time, I'm like, hey, can you know, like I had to ask him every day. I'm like, are you staying with, you know, we had a daughter at the time before I had my son, and he was just like, no, can you have somebody else watch her? And I'm like, dude, like,
What do you do all day?
that means I gotta go out of my way to drop her off to go to work, and I'm just like, when you're home. And long story short, it was just like, so our arguments would be based off of like him, and then he would just be like, oh, you're just a worker. You're just a worker. And I'm all like, okay, well, if I didn't have to work so much to provide for everyone, I would be something better, because I felt like I always put my life on hold to take care of
Everyone
the home.
else.
Oh, so you almost felt like you weren't giving him any attention because you were working and cleaning and all that other junk?
No, even though like I would come home, I would want to spend time with him. I would stay up late to stay time with him, and it's just like he would be on his phone. He would be into whatever he was doing. And then,
I don't want to cut you off, but again, like that's what I said earlier. This is why dating is so trash, because of accountability with choice in partner. Now, here's two things. Again, women get to choose who they sleep with. Men choose who they commit to. But if you're with somebody that you've chosen to sleep with and they're sticking around but not committing to you, that's your fucking fault, right? Because you accepted this man's lazy attempt at a relationship.
Okay.
So now you're jaded to anybody trying to talk to you. You see what I'm saying? So everybody's trash because of the trash that you allowed.
But then that's emotional baggage that you have to work on. It takes
know,
growth.
but
It's our fault.
Do
It's
the
our
work.
fault,
If you're not willing
for
to do the work to heal,
You're 100% right.
then
But how
don't
long
get back
are you
into
going
the
to hold
dating.
on to this bullshit relationship?
Agreed.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's much more baggage that's going to be much harder to leave behind.
Yeah.
And then
hard,
the man that you want has to be better than the man you left behind. And then
absolutely.
you got to understand that why does he pick you? You've got baggage you need to fix. He has options. Why pick you? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I agree to that, but I feel like both men and women should work on their emotional baggage before they get
for
back
sure,
into
for
dating.
sure.
So that's just
So-
growth, guys. Growth,
good
healing.
words.
Yes.
but he wasn't like that in the beginning. It was never like that. It was fine. Even after our
How
kid.
long is the beginning? Because I'm also
Yeah.
into that. Because when
So,
somebody shows you
it
who
was
they
like,
are, believe
I
them.
want to say it was like, I want to say the last year and a half of our relationship. That's when it was just kind of like.
Were you already checked out at that point?
No.
You were still
What do you
wanting
think-
to make it work.
What do you
work
think
on
made a
it?
difference after that year?
It was. I don't want to be like put my whole business out there.
If you're
doesn't have to be
watching,
said.
turn it off now because she's about to get in trouble too.
Well, you didn't even have to explain what it was.
What's his
but
name?
Do you,
Shout out his ass.
is there something specific that you can think that like occurred and then he started switching his behavior?
So he ended up having substance abuse of painkillers, and it took a turmoil on the relationship.
Yes.
So it was just kind of, it started getting frustrating. As much support you can give the person, you can lead a horse to water, but they're
Right.
not going to drink it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got to the point like he's smart, intelligent. Like he come up with so many ideas. He's like he's talented, but it was just like it was just like, oh, we should do this. But I always told him, I'm like, oh, okay, like if we're gonna do it, let's do it. But he's always like, he never finishes, and that was my
Follow
problem. He doesn't
Started and
yeah,
didn't
he
finish.
doesn't follow
Did you hold him
through.
accountable to that? Did
Oh,
you let him know that?
absolutely. Every time I got into an argument, I
It
was
sounds like so you left though. Who left? You chose to leave?
I left in the first time, and I told him like, I'm not doing this unless you get help. It's either me and the kids or whatever you're doing. He finally decided to go to rehab. So after he got to rehab, it was like, okay, we're doing this. It was nice. And then out of nowhere, he tells me, he doesn't tell me, he posts it on Instagram for everybody to
Is his
see.
name Anthony? Just kidding.
He posted
Sorry,
it on
Ingrid.
Anthony
Sorry, Ingrid.
him kissing another female.
Oh,
and I was just like, what the fuck? So I'm all like, I'm blowing him up. I'm at this point, like, my blood is just like,
Yes,
I'm
you see
like,
red.
I'm in fight. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm just dead ass. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing? Like, you can keep the shit off social media. Why do you keep humiliating me? Like, what is it? Like, why do you keep doing this?
So then you left again.
So no, he left. That was when he left. He chose to be with someone else, and I'm all like, no, like, bro, you stuck with me. We got 2 fucking kids. Like, you not going no fucking where. Like, fuck out here. Like, I did not just endure the fucking
world, and then
fucking on top of my fucking shoulders, and being the masculine in the relationship, and then finally get into that era where I'm finally feeling like a girl, like a feminine. And then you dump and leave. I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, that's how I felt.
That sounds like that movie
But
where
did
she
you?
dumps him in the fucking tub.
Yeah.
Like, she's like,
But did you? We want to
Right.
know. We want to know. Did you though? Did you beat his ass? You can tell us. It's a safe space.
Emotional damage.
No, he's too big.
Hashtag
He's too
abuse.
tall, too big.
Hashtag abuse.
Yeah. I don't condone
We do
domestic
not
violence.
condone violence.
hashtag
here.
safe space.
But in that moment, I just seen red.
She looking at Instagram.
I don't blame
like,
you.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? You understand my name?
Don't
I would have been
don't let
sick.
There's so many times I guarantee it. You wanted to, right? You wanted to beat his ass.
Oh man, like.
But
half
when
the
you have a
time-
person who's in a state of mind where they are using substance to take them to a different place, I know so many people who have experienced that. You don't know what they're going to do, and it's scary when you have children as well. Not that I say he was going to hurt you, like wanting to, but you don't know. You know what I mean?
And it's
So
not fair.
It's not fair for
it's-
you or
it's
your
not
Addicts
fair.
are a whole different
And you
story.
can't want. Here's the
Exactly.
thing. This is where
You
a lot
can't
of
help them,
this
they have
is.
to help
I think this is
themselves.
the biggest downfall of women in relationships is thinking that you can change a man.
Correct.
You
I
cannot.
never,
Not you
never.
in particular,
No, but
but
just in
but what
general.
I'm saying is you can't want nothing for somebody that they don't want for themselves.
So I just felt like personally, like I can motivate him so much, but I think I came to realization mentally I could not help him.
Correct.
That is something he has demons that he has to deal with.
That's what I'm
himself.
saying. But even the motivation, men, the man you want is a self-starter.
Yeah.
You're not going to push us to do better. We push ourselves to do better so we can have better for you. You see what I'm saying? The world we live in today is built by men who wanted it for you. You see what I'm saying? From the public transportation to the buildings that we use, the roads that are paved, all of these things men create for women. We don't need shit. You know what I'm saying? If I say it all the time, if women didn't like nice things, I'd live in my studio where I cut hair. I don't use that pool table.
Yeah.
There's 11 TVs
just
in this
stuff.
house.
Yes,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
stuff.
Yeah, but it's to entertain
Of course
and
it
to
is.
attract the women that
And
I'm
keep
looking
them
for.
with- of course.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need the shit. So men are the man you want is a self-starter. You know what I mean? So don't beat yourself up. You tried because of your children and all these other things. It's not fair that he slipped into something that took over his life more so than anyone can control or anyone can really help him. Again, you can't make somebody want something that you want for them.
Perfect example. I saw something the other day. I don't know if it was on TikTok or Instagram, but if you're here and your man, you want him to be here, but he'll never be here and he's down here, you can't make him. You have to find somebody who's here at your exact eyesight who sees what you want. You cannot bring them up to that. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow because I always wanted to help people and do things because I'm in healthcare. That's what I do. I help people. I always thought, okay, maybe this person doesn't have this. I can help them get that. Okay, that worked, but then their personality was still shit. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not going to stick around for this. You're not appreciating anything I'm doing for you. So why am I going to stick around? I'm going to go back to where I know I'm comfortable at and that there are a pool of men who see that. And then boom, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
The only
hard
thing you
pill
can
to
do
swallow.
is give a man a book and hope he reads it.
Yeah, for
I-
sure.
One of the jump starters for me in my life transformation was a book handed to me by a woman. And
What book was it?
it was The Secret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the first book I ever read on the self-help journey of any of this stuff, and that book put me in my place.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
Not it didn't like spark manifestation in how I could create a new world for me, but it held me accountable. Mm-hmm. So what it really pointed out was both sides of the table, which was everything good and everything bad that's happened to you is a result of your choices.
Absolutely.
Right? So, and a result of how heavy something you think about is on your mind. So, for instance, I didn't have a driver's license from 19 to 27.
Okay. Oh, a long time.
Yeah, so like, mind you,
Did they have Uber then?
No DUIs, no Uber,
just kidding.
and it wasn't a DUI or anything like that. I was just too broke to fucking drive, and I kept getting tickets.
Yeah.
So, shit, he fucking remembers. And once I read that book, I realized, oh, bro, you were attracting police to you because you knew you were doing something wrong.
Exactly.
You knew you were doing something wrong. So since you know you're doing something wrong, the karmic law is going to come back and affect you, period.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, when it comes to the way that I've dealt with women, I told the truth. I've never had a woman break shit of mine. I've never had a woman show up to my job tripping. I've never had none of my exes.
That's good.
All of my exes will hug me. I have good relationships with all of my exes.
Yes.
All of these things because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I gave them a choice.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So once all of those things were twisted into the book and pointed out why the bad things happen and why the good things happen, that's when the motivation can start. But again, you can't, like you said, you can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink. So you can hand them the book, but it's on that person to read it.
Yeah. And if they don't take it, you hand them a packing box so you can pack his shit and get the hell out.
Also that.
And I think too, being great at knowing how to reward behavior that you like. This is for both men and women. It's like if your significant other does something you like, reward them.
Yeah.
And if they don't do something you like, I don't want to say punish, but you just don't give them that attention or whatever that it is they seek.
Tonight.
So
and that's a good way to put it, and that's kind of what he was saying about your marriage. Is it kept happening because you never gave him any reason to stop. You see what I'm saying? But to the dating thing, well, because you didn't, because you stayed.
yes.
I stayed because like I said, we're human. I'm understanding.
Okay, but you're also enabling more bad behavior.
I'm just not toxic.
It's not.
I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna say like.
But
get the
you
hell
can
out.
leave.
You could.
We took a break, and then he asked to come back. So he came back, and I said, "All right, look,
Here it is.
here it is.
Yeah.
You did it. Cool. We're gonna work it out."
Did you say don't do it again?
I didn't say don't do it again. I said, if it happens again, you let me walk away. You don't bug me. You don't ask to come back. You don't plead. You don't make a scene. You don't cry. You don't nothing.
So what
I don't
happened
want
when he
nothing.
did it again?
When he did it again, he showed up at my work crying.
And then he got.
And
then
I
you got
was
him
calm,
back?
and I was like, hey, you know what? Actually, we don't have to have a talk. You know what? Right now, I just need you to focus on being the best dad you can be, and that's it. That's all I ask.
Stop it.
And you accepted
some
him back,
help.
yeah?
I know.
You accepted him back?
No, absolutely not.
So
No, but
he
you
cheated
said it
on you
happened
once,
over-
and that was it.
No. Well, it was like
That's what we're talking about, the over
Right.
and over and
It
over
was-
again.
So you still
That was
rewarded
the
his
There
behavior
was
that you're
over and over
rewarding.
and over again that I didn't know about until this last time. Yeah,
So it was
but
behind her back. kind
yeah,
of thing.
but the
She had
first
the
time,
hunch, yeah.
and then again, like even
She was
during,
sneaky.
even
Have you
during
ever
this.
threatened him before in a relationship and be like, hey, listen, if you do this, then I'm leaving you?
No,
You never said that before?
No.
I mean, it's-
No.
you
Ever,
gotta
ever.
treat.
It shouldn't
you
take that, though.
No, but you
Like,
do have to
we're
treat
grown.
relationships like jobs because your job. If you keep showing up to your job late,
Maybe.
they're going. To, they're not.
But see,
they don't give a fuck if you come back crying.
Maybe so, but
Right.
I guess that's
And the
just the
same
way that I
concept.
look at life and relationships. I don't want to force you to be here if you don't want to be here. And so when I told him, I'm not going to beg you to stay. You want to go? Go. That's totally fine. I understand people grow apart all the time. I'm cool with it. But he was the one who wanted to keep coming back.
But if there's
Why do you
no
want to keep coming
repercussions,
back?
like if a job told me you can't be late, and I'm like, okay, so what's the policy on that? Am I gonna get in trouble? They're like, no, we just don't want you to be late.
Then you'll keep.
Then I'm
But
like,
I kinda
okay, so
feel
I'm just gonna get away
so
with
then
this. So
why
I'm
do you
want to
keep coming back?
Well, a guy's always
Because
like
the job's still paying.
Yeah.
Because I'm
But you
I'm
want
not
to keep
putting
going out there.
applications
So
in.
go out there.
Yeah.
Stay out there.
I'll show up to the job when I
I
want
think
to,
he
and
had
you'll
it just
pay when you
easy.
want
I think
He had it easy with
Yeah,
I
there
agree.
was no
But that's why I
repercussions.
said I was understanding. I was patient. I'm like,
easy,
okay,
yep.
whatever. And then
But that's
And
how
you're
you
also-
are with everybody.
to. And you're
last
also leading
So-
into that with your dating apps, which is what I wanted to say.
Okay, let's get to
Let's
that.
talk about
Look, can I
dating
add to that
apps.
real quick
Yes.
before? Is because you see a lot in the relationships where somebody says, if you do this, then I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those become empty threats. They don't end up
Right.
leaving them. They break up how many times a freaking
Agreed.
month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so people are not going to believe those. They're going to see it as a lie. They're not going to
the boy
believe
who cried
you're
wolf.
crying wolf.
Yeah.
So if you
Right.
say something, you got to really believe it. If you're not really trying to break up with the person, be like, hey, I need some space. But if you say, hey, I'm gonna break up with you, and then you keep accepting somebody back and over again,
Yeah.
then
Empty threats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
and
empty
that's what
threats.
I
Then I'm
don't-
gonna keep testing you with those threats.
See, and I don't believe in that. That's why, like,
I like
the
that.
second time, I was like, no, we're good. Like, we're good. Like, there, I didn't cry. I didn't say why. I didn't do nothing. I just,
You were already
I think
checked out at that point.
Where we're coming from is the way you had presented it was that in 15 years he cheated on you like 6 or 7 times. That's the way it was presented. But
I
really,
learned that after.
Yeah, but now we understand that you caught him once, gave him a chance.
One woman, like, a while. Yeah.
Multiple
Yeah, but you
times.
caught him. You caught him. You gave him another chance, and then he did it again, and then you walked away.
Because the last time
No,
was
no,
like
that
so
makes sense.
embarrassing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I want to go around the table real quick. Is dating for you guys more online or in person? Like, what happens
Start
more
on that
now?
side.
Yeah, we'll go. I want the girls.
Okay.
I don't even want to think about dating at this moment.
How long have you been single?
Since June.
Oh,
So
still
you're
fresh.
fresh.
That's why I said
It's
recently
fresh.
single.
Yeah.
Is
So
there a
I'm-
preference?
Is there a
Dating or
preference?
in person?
I would say in person. I don't do the apps. I just no.
I'm just a busy mom. Like, I'm all about my kid 24/7. So I have a busy life with him and I have a busy life with work. So I rarely get out. So I can't, like, rely on that to, like, meet new people.
Are you open to people like when you're just out and about at a coffee shop?
Oh,
or-
100%. 100%. But I always get the old men that are like, girl, how are you?
Girl, he probably has money.
Maybe so. I met this one guy at the
Ooh,
gym
he got
twice in a row, and he comes up to me every time. But no, it's unless I'm gonna meet you at the grocery store, the gas station, Starbucks drive-through,
or the gym.
or the gym. But at the gym, I think I just have like that. I have a rusty bitch
The
face.
gym is a very
sometimes.
difficult place to pick up.
I just, and then I go looking busted because I'm not there to look cute.
That's when
We
you're
don't
gonna
give
find
a-
him right there.
Like I'm busted,
give a
busted.
Look,
Like
if
I
that
don't.
ass is
If they
popping
love
or
you
that
at your
titty is
worst,
popping-
honey.
That's the
Honey.
thing. God did not bless me. I don't have no ass. I'm trying to build
I
one.
said ass or titties.
Okay,
Ass
well they
or
keep
titties.
hidden under like my oversized T-shirt. So how's anybody
Well, then
gonna
don't
know?
do
I'm
that.
all
You better
just
sports bra it
like
up.
focus.
You got
I'm all, don't
imagination.
fucking look at me.
Sports bra.
You better sports bra it up.
Maybe so,
You better
but-
get you some sexy straps.
Maybe so, but that's why I stick to the apps. And then I just like to like feel guys out first. Like if the conversation is there, I'm like with it. Like if you're funny, I love it. We will continue off. Like I'll give you my number. But also, if you don't ask in the way that I want you to ask, I'm also like, no, sorry.
Yeah, you're making it hard on yourself.
I make it hard because I want like a good guy. I want
know,
a
but
decent
you're
guy.
also-
If no,
Yeah.
if he's
Yeah.
like, hey, when am I gonna see you? When you ask me, that's not a question.
Yeah,
well,
but-
that's the way he flirts.
Well, that's not how
So
I
you want
flirt.
an
So no.
actor to flirt
Exactly.
the way
Yeah.
you
So
want.
you want
No.
everything perfect, but what?
Not
here's,
perfect.
Well,
Just a
your
question.
your version
way.
of perfect. Okay. Which and the biggest thing you're missing again is that man that you want has options, and you're
Oh,
not
that's
making
fine.
yourself available for him to
No, but
choose
I
you.
am.
No, you're not.
I'm
because
just
you
not going
want
to
it your
convince
way.
you why you
No.
should choose me.
No, well, you should because life is a competition.
Why? I'll be single for the rest of my life. That's all right.
No, it's not.
That's what I said. And it
it's-
ain't all
it's
gravy,
not.
honey.
It's just simple. Like,
Especially when
look,
little man moves out the fucking house.
Maybe- yeah.
Like you're gonna be lonely as shit.
I got a drawer full of toys. I am fine.
Okay.
We are fine.
Okay.
I got
girl.
numbers listed if I have people I want to
When-
hit up.
When you're cold or you hear a strange noise at night and you're
That's why I
all
fill
hell
up my-
alone.
I fill up my bed with pillows.
When
Okay,
it's
so-
cuffing season.
It's easier online for you, is what
Maybe.
you're saying.
So it's easier online. Yes, I prefer that.
And you.
So I've had dating apps, I think, since right before 2020, like when the pandemic hit, and then I really used it because I didn't know you couldn't go out. Then I just stuck with it. I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm a busy mom as well. I'm in school. I work full time, so I really have no time.
Which
Like,
ones are you on?
I was on Hinge for a long time, but it goes back to Plenty of Fish, like way back, right? Way back. And then you have, what's the other one?
I'm on Bumble too.
Yeah,
like,
that
'cause
one I
like to
had.
be in
I
charge
couldn't deal with
sometimes.
that one. I feel like it has to be a two-way street, and it was only like the girl has to respond. I'm like,
Just initiate it. That's it.
I don't want to initiate. I'm not the initiator. I'll stare at you until you initiate something, and I'm like, okay. He gave me the hard eyes. I'm cool. But I'm on Hinge, and I'm honestly just on there to look and see what's out there because I don't know. Like, I don't go out enough. The Scottsdale scene's not my scene. Back when the day it was, like when
Suede
Access
and
and
Nest.
Suede, yes, that was my joint. So it's not like that anymore. So I'm not gonna go for these 22-year-old boys who are in flip-flops in the fucking club. I'm not doing it. Like, your toes are crusty, you're not dressed nice, like, what's going on, right? So I would prefer to meet a person out in public because I go off of vibes. I gotta like feel you out. And I'm not a touchy-feely person, but I am when I want to be.
Yeah.
So like if I can like rub on your shoulder and be like, hey, yeah, like I smell you, like
Ooh, that
smell gets me. Like I'm like, and I can smell you in my hair the next day. I'm like, okay, I'm texting him. Like I'm making it a point. Like it
Feel some
gets
type of
me.
way. I forgot to put deodorant on.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I wear. I don't wear.
But you know
cologne.
what? I actually prefer it
It
when they're
gets
like,
me.
my pillow still smells like you.
Yes, it's the scent. I don't know what it is, if it's pheromones or what, but it's just a thing. Like I'd rather meet them in person. And I met a random person out at the grocery store one day. It was him and his kid. I don't know if it was a worker, I don't remember. But I was like, this is weird. Like we're in the same aisle. There's nobody else here. It's just you and I. He was good looking. Not usually my type, but I'm like, I could make that work. And we reached for the same like brand of cereal, and I looked at him and I was like, weird. Like then I got my RBF face back on, so I'm like, this isn't normal. Like it's not my scene. So it could have happened if I just let it, you know. But I was like intimidated. I'm like, I can't do this. This
Imagine
is like
what
a
he
scene
has
in
to
a
go through when he
movie.
has to
This is
initiate the
normal.
conversation. Like, all you have to do is have a friendly face.
All I did was like I
I'm
had
not
this.
normally
I
at
know I had
Albertsons.
an awkward smile on my face,
I'm a
like
Whole Foods
awkward,
bitch.
you know. So I'm like, this is weird. I don't know. I'm not gonna. It was. I don't know if it was a meant to be thing or what, but I just got the fuck out. I was like, I'm out of here. I looked like shit. I looked like a mess. My kid was running around, was probably snot in his nose. I don't know. I was like, I'm done.
What do you like the in person or dating apps? Obviously, coming to women, you better not be swiping on dudes.
I don't even have my page.
Swipe you out this
Trans women?
house. No.
Topic.
People can do what they want with their life. But
Yes.
Not in my
I want
house.
You just get she brings him
I want a female who was born a female.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say dating apps are okay. This is my first. It's been like a year and a half since I've been on one. My first one ever since we've been in a relationship. Like before that, it was always in person.
Yeah.
I never got on dating apps until it was like, okay, now I'm a mom and I'm not out in the club.
Never.
And I'm
It's
not
hard.
just out. And dating apps are cool. Like it can only go so far.
Yeah.
But I like the in-person ones where like I can have a vibe because like what is it? He doesn't like when I say it, but it's like the demisexual. Like,
Okay.
there has to be like a connection.
Yeah.
Because I'm.
Is that what it means?
It's like
Why does it sound like a demon?
like you don't have to be like
I'm a-
sexually connected to them. Like
Yes.
it's like.
Exactly.
Or what is it?
You get-
Sapiosexual.
You're attracted to like their mind. And all that other stuff.
yeah.
The only reason I say that's a
Yeah.
stupid sexual or not preference, but identity to like what you're attracted to is because you don't know their mind unless you're physically attracted to them enough to give them enough time to find out about their mind.
Anyways,
You
like,
could
the
be sitting
energy
next to
has
someone at
to
the
be
bus
there.
station.
That's you.
Have a good intellectual
For me to
conversation.
want to like take
You're
it further
attracted.
because.
But that's so rare
like
that
a
it's a waste of
mindful-
time to say I'm demisexual because
Okay, whatever. I'm just trying to
Oh, I know,
explain it
I was
because I'm still
explaining
not
to
done
them.
with. Okay.
I was just explaining to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to write it off.
Yeah, I never.
Okay. Like every time it's my turn, it's like, all right, Jessica, you're done talking now.
No.
What's it called?
Mind.
Fuck.
I'm not
Demisexual.
So you're looking for
No,
demisexual?
so I am a Gemini, and I don't know if it's just the Gemini that ghost people or whatever, but like post-nut clarity is very real, and so I know me, and if a woman is just sexually attractive and she throws herself at me, and then we do things, I never want to talk to you again. You made yourself
Interesting.
way too accessible, and like if you're doing that with
get
me,
that
you're doing that with anybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't have a connection with you mentally, like but I like to have the in-person connection where it's like you can hold a conversation. You can
have to
talk
think about something. Yeah.
Like more deep.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How long does it take for that connection? Because very rarely is a woman just like, hey, I want to hook up with you, and then you hook up. Like, especially in our situation, when women come over here, we hang out, we talk, we kick it, and then shit pops off.
I would love there to be like an initial hangout, and then you come back. And then if there's like the second time, then that's fine. But that first time is just like, now everybody is like very impulsive, and you just did some shit. I get it, because we could be sexually like, oh my gosh, we're all vibing and stuff. But if it's just the first time and I hook up with you, I'm like, please get out of my house. I don't want you here anymore. Like, I don't know what it is.
What's
like,
done is done. Like, I don't want anything else from you.
Because it's like, now what? The fun is gone. The chase is gone.
You got it.
I'm the same way.
Like,
that's some woman shit.
I get it.
I would even feel like if I hook up with somebody, I'm the first one to
I mean, don't you hook up with women and you're like, all right, you can leave now. I don't want to see you again. In like a nice way.
Yes. Yeah, but I knew that beforehand.
But I know that beforehand too. That's why I'm like, can we just kick it with a woman and like watch something with her? Will go home and be like, hey, I had a really good time. Can I come over again tomorrow? Yeah. Because then that effort, then I'm like, oh hell yeah, we caught a vibe. She wants to come over tomorrow, and I get it. You're like, there might not be a second chance, but I'm like, if there is, then this person has more of a potential to be someone that we could date, or someone that could be a continual hookup. But like, if it's just the one hit quitters, like I'm like, please go home. I have shit to do in the morning, and I don't want you here anymore.
Yeah, I say
like, you know,
totally
when you're when you're like watching porn, and you're like, once it's over, you're like, oh, this is filth. Get this off my phone. Like, once you know, like, you're like, ew.
What are you talking about? We don't watch any of that. What are you talking about?
Hope you didn't have to
Say
watch
my
what
prayers. Lord, please forgive me. Please.
Yeah, no, I that's just completely different in how men and women view things, because again, since my initial goal is to sleep with you, and the simple fact that we're in a relationship, and whoever comes into this has to join what we got going on, like it doesn't matter if it's the first night or 3 hangouts later. Like, okay, say it's the first night, then you need to like be like, okay, I want to come over again tomorrow. Like, there has to be effort, and not just like a lot of people either just ghost us. They want to get their fix on some threesome shit or whatever. No, I totally agree with that. Or they do like us and then they ghost us, and I'm like, bitch, I'm not opening up my heart to no other bitches again.
Men and women.
Why don't you be a little bit more efficient? So the ones that were easy, that she was like,
save our
you
number.
just keep them in a folder. You just have a folder.
We got
for those
a
type of
folder.
women.
I got a list with emojis next to everybody's name, and it tells me.
And then when you really need it, all the other girls are flaking. Boom, you just go to that folder.
Yeah, no, we have a folder. We have, we have the consistent ones, but then there's the ones that are like few and far between, where I'm like, I really like her, and like, I want her to be our wife. Like, where I'm like simping hard. And those are the ones that ghost. And then I'm like, you
that's crazy
dumb bitch.
But the ones,
ones
that hook up with us want to hang out again, but you're already turned off.
That's what I'm saying in the beginning.
It's the
crazy.
difference. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, again, this is a completely different dynamic. You're a third person trying to come into an already established relationship, right? So if you hook up right away, you experienced the threesome, you experienced all that, but again, there was a vibe that took there. It's not like these women were like, hey, I'm coming over to fuck you guys. So do you know what I mean? The vibe happened, period.
Women already know you guys, and that's what you're into. Yeah. Like, they know already. Yeah. So it's not, so could they just be like, well, right. But they could just be like, okay, I just want to hook up and that's it. Yeah. Do they ever tell you that?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
well, just like guys don't ever tell you that. So
but
vibes can happen one way. Vibes can happen one-sided.
You don't care, but she cares.
Yeah,
right?
Which is
it's hard.
Which is the difficult.
Yeah, I got you.
Getting on that same page
level
of because, for instance, as a man, I'm not going to judge a woman who sleeps with me on the first night because I know I'm not other men.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So
I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I don't want to talk to you again.
I know I'm not other women. I'm just like,
I wasn't finished. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you, and I'm gonna put a little effort, say something the next day, and then I just want it reciprocated. If it's not reciprocated, then I know that you came here and you got what you wanted, and there's that. But but I'm not gonna just chalk it up to you slept with me on the first night, get out of here.
Yeah, that's not the case. I'm just saying the post-nut clarity is like. Bam. Was that all that was?
Yeah.
Like, all that build-up was for nothing? I mean, maybe if we're talking for, like, weeks and stuff, but, I mean, there has been times where we've talked to people for weeks, and then we hook up, and then they're fucking boring.
Yes.
And so it's like, fuck. Like,
have you guys ever hooked up with a person individually because you wanted something and you didn't?
He hooks up a lot of people individually. I don't want to put your shit on blast like that, but
tell us.
I was just curious because you said you sometimes just want to, and then you just want that.
I'm not a one-woman man, never gonna be, and that's why we're in this situation.
I got you.
A big deciding factor in her being my woman is the simple fact that she likes girls, so I wasn't gonna be subjected to one vagina for the rest of my life.
I've never met anybody in your guys' situation, so it's new to me, and I love it.
I'm
curious.
I hang out with women like cool. Where I have like dinner or like coffee, but
she gets to go on dates. I'm just fucking.
So, but can she?
Right.
But can she?
No, it's not that, huh?
But can she just fuck by herself without you?
A woman?
Yeah, a woman.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. She can go do it.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking.
If it goes there, it'll go there.
I want the bed to myself.
Yeah, king size bed to myself.
But no, it's not that that's what I want. It's just that I'm not. I'm too much of a man to come home after work, leave you and my children here to go fuck somebody else.
Yeah, I feel like if we didn't have kids, it would be a different story.
Maybe.
I feel like we would be like more on like the polyamorous like dating scene.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, like, I also don't like going out. Like, I feel like he's like, please go have some time.
It's going to be easier to get the woman in the relationship coming from the woman.
Yeah.
Because women understand my intentions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
and
there
I'm
has
not nearly
been a
as
few
picky.
that I go out with, and then I bring her back here where she's like, I would love to meet Troy. I can't wait to like whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's been a few that I like really liked, so I'm like, let's go have a coffee or something to eat.
And then they ghost you, fucking bitches.
Or they're just crazy. There's been a few crazy ones.
But again, it's
we are
to me it's understandable. Again, it's an established relationship, and you're coming in, and you have to realize that you're also trying to deal with two people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not. I understand that it's not easy, but enough about that. I wanted to talk about.
That's interesting. I like it.
Back to that truth stuff, and because we kind of touched on that during the little break, which is you telling men while you're talking to them that that you're only interested in dating. Well, because you guys said you wanted to learn, so I'm
no.
And so
I'm open to conversation.
I was just saying that that's a bad approach by saying, hey, I'm here to date, right?
Maybe so.
And like I see that I'm on dating apps, right? Okay. And I've realized some wild shit on these dating apps, which is that shit is in a woman 31 and older's bio.
Okay.
I'm here looking for something
31
serious.
And older. Yes.
I'm looking for something serious.
Yeah.
If you're only here to swipe left,
100%.
all of this stuff. And here's what those women are missing. The man you want don't give a fuck about none of that. Maybe. Because he has options for a 25-year-old who don't got no baggage, don't got no ex-husband, don't got no kids.
Please swipe left.
I get that. But then here's what you're missing. You will not find the man that you want because you're not giving him an opportunity to get what he wants from you. To get what he wants from you. Men want sex, and if you're going to eliminate that as an option, I'm not gonna try.
Can I say something?
Go for it.
I didn't want someone with kids, and I didn't want someone light skinned, and I didn't want a Scorpio.
And look
he's
what you
all
got.
three of those things. So if I would have put that in my bio, I would have eliminated.
Up a great thing. Yeah.
So it's kind of like just kind of keeping your options open to see if something could organically get there.
Maybe.
You know?
Because
I mean, I know that
Look,
you're like,
I
Passing
didn't
up on the vibes.
initially have this approach, right? I was open to everything, but then I was all, what the fuck are you guys all doing out here in this dating world? I've been married this whole time. Like, this
I've been out
is
here a
what's
long
happening.
time, and it ain't
This is what's
changing.
left
So you
over.
gotta change.
Yes, this is what's left
Wild.
over.
It is wild.
This is what's
People
left
are
over.
getting divorced and then they're getting back out there and then they're like, no, I don't want to be married, but I just want to fuck around. But I'm gonna make you think I want to get married, and we'll just hook
All
up
right, so,
and then bye.
I want to I want to play a fun game.
Okay.
For everybody at the table, or all the girls at the table, to answer these questions.
Okay.
Do you want a man who's taller than you?
yes.
On prefer.
I would say yes,
Just
preferred.
You prefer.
Yes,
You prefer
because
a man
when
that's
we're out
taller
on a
than
date and I'm in heels and I'm taller than you, I feel like I'm the man,
you. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
how short was your boyfriend or husband?
right?
Doesn't matter. I'm not talking about a height in particular. Do you want your man to be taller?
No, I'm not picky.
So you're
I was married to a guy that was 5'5" in his head, 5'3".
Will you date
real life.
Will you date a man shorter than you?
What girl? Just
Yes.
Will you date a man shorter than you?
No, shorter, no.
Okay, so you want him to be taller.
So you want taller.
At least the same
so
height
preference
again.
is taller than you.
Yeah, and what I'm
Yes.
talking about is preferred, not
Okay,
what
yes.
you've done.
Yeah.
What do you want? We're not talking about what you're willing to accept. What
Not
do
shorter.
you want?
Not shorter is the
Okay,
answer.
So
Not
you
shorter.
want a man taller than you.
Yeah.
All right. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you want your man to make more money than you? Want, not what you'll accept. Because what you've accepted got you to where you're
This
here.
is like if you were asking
Sure,
the universe
sure.
for
yeah,
something.
this,
Sure.
we're
Yeah,
building
yeah.
Your dream man.
Yeah.
Do you want him to be a leader?
Absolutely.
Do you want him to be stronger than you?
Absolutely.
Do you want him to be smarter than you?
Sure.
Do you want him to be funny?
100%.
Do you want him to be charming?
Yeah.
Do you want him to be handsome?
Eh.
Do you want it?
I
do you want
yeah,
him to be
of
handsome?
course.
Okay.
Because off looks, you're gonna
Yeah.
be attracted to a
Exactly.
handsome person.
Do you want him to be in shape?
Yes.
Yes
and no.
And
He'll get there if he's not.
He'll get there if he's not. There's always potential.
I'm asking about what you want, not
Yeah.
what.
Well,
could
I
be.
had someone that was very fit, and so then I thought, okay, let me go opposite, because maybe his ego was too big because he was always in the gym, like whatever. So I tried to go opposite, and then
Okay. So, and then you want this man that I just described to be faithful to you and only you.
yes.
I would like that.
Please.
But it's
That's what I'm
not,
talking
it's
about
not
what you want.
logically.
Yes, please.
It's not logically gonna happen.
I just want fair rules. So if you're gonna fuck around, then I can fuck around too, and you can't get mad.
That's not how that works.
Okay, well then that's
Coming
not
from
fair.
people who've
So
been
I'm a
cheated
Libra.
on, it's a whole different story. If you just broke up and you want to go find another person, that's fine, great.
fine.
But once you've been cheated on, you've been done the way we both have been, because I can say we're in both kind of similar situations. I wasn't married, of course, but you just been fed lights to, and so I feel like, yeah, you want them to be faithful to you. Like with your guys' situation, it's great. You guys are faithful to each other, but you're still doing your thing. People who aren't in that situation, you want all of that
Yeah, okay.
in a healthy, happy relationship.
Completely
Like,
fine.
you know, you have your space, I have mine, but that dick's mine and this is yours. You know, like that's what
I
it
don't like
is.
to share.
We're still
sorry.
playing the game.
Same.
That's
Okay, let's
fine.
continue with your
You-
game.
You
Yes.
want all those
Okay,
things.
Yes.
all those things.
Okay, now what do you bring to that man?
I am loyal. I am loving. I'm kind. You give me a house, I'll give you a home. You'll have a nice warm meal every single night that you come home from work. Your children will look nicely put together. Your house will look nicely put together. You will never have to iron a shirt in your life. People will think you have the greatest looking family ever. I will support you. I will uplift you when you're down. I'll be your best fucking friend, your number one fan.
And you provided all of those things.
did.
I will tell you honest truth.
good.
As a friend
Right?
of
I'm
yours,
like, girl.
she's given him all of that. That's
And
what
that's the thing. It's a give and take. Relationships are give and take. So I'm not asking for nobody to take care of me. Like, I don't need you to financially
Just do
provide for me, because
something.
I will work. I will also contribute. I will also give you all those things. I just ask that you're a little faithful.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get-
If you have
I
a
get
fuck
that,
up,
but
okay.
We just described what you
Okay.
would prefer, okay? And what you brought back to the table. What do you bring back to the table for that guy we just described?
I mean, she already said it all.
yeah.
And we'll go to church on Sundays if you want to go.
Now here's the last question. What do you think men want from you?
Well, you said someone nice, and I was fucking nice.
We were all
I gave them
nice.
everything.
We gave
And it
space.
was still not enough because I nagged, apparently. I nagged. I was told I nag. And I said, well, because you stopped taking out the trash and I was doing everything by myself.
All right, boom. So you just eliminated men because none of you mentioned sex. Okay,
Whoa,
that is the number
shit.
one thing.
For
you
me,
men
that
want
was a
from me.
given.
I like
That's
sex
assumed.
but
every
you
night,
didn't-
all
but you didn't-
two, 3 times a
But you
day,
didn't
but
say, and here's the
it's
thing.
not happening.
Here's the thing, especially in relationships, when a man's not doing what he wants to do,
Of course.
you're
So,
not attracted to him. And
but
you're not
then
giving him
neither
sex.
are women. Because if I'm taking care of the household, I'm still working. I'm
We're
fucking
tired
taking
at
out
that
the
point.
trash.
We're
I'm
not
going.
talking about
I know,
that.
but
We're talking-
I'm talking about this. But if I'm still doing all of that, pulling all my weight, and you are not taking care of me, you're not a leader. You're not a provider. You're again just not taking out the damn trash.
We're not talking
Then
about
why
that
do
guy.
I
We're
wanna
talking
have
about
sex
the guy
with
you just
you?
described.
So if we're
Okay.
gonna
Okay, so
provide
wait,
sex
let me
at the end of the
finish. We're
day,
talking about the guy you just
So then,
described.
yes,
All
sex
You
those
is
did
a
mention
things.
sex,
given.
and then you pointed out that you nag. Okay.
Was I what I was told? Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, for that man that you just described, all he wants from you is sex,
Sex?
submission, silence,
So-
sandwich.
Oh, I will submit.
That's it.
Here's
that's
one
it.
thing
That is
for
how
the
you
right
keep that man.
Here's one thing for you. When I was in my relationship with my son's dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pregnant women are horny.
Horny,
Right? What do you do when your partner
Girl, you-
doesn't want to have sex with you and you're begging for it? What if he doesn't want that?
He'll take the blowjob.
No, he didn't.
Oh well, then
He didn't.
There's something wrong.
He didn't.
There was something
So,
wrong with him.
When you
Does
give
he
and
like
you don't
guys?
want it, he was already cheating at that point. Well,
Oh, okay. Well, then that's what it is.
So-
But I'll be the
but-
first
but-
one to
but
tell you,
my
I'm
thing
not a fan of pregnant sex. I
But
don't
see,
care how
that's
horny you
okay
are.
because I turned around and I
Which
was
is
like,
fine.
all right, you want to do anal? That's fine too.
that's
No,
fine.
But
not
it
even
was
that.
like,
It's
that's-
just-
it was
Even
like-
afterwards,
They're so
or even
weird.
before, it
We're
was
gonna
just
have a
weird.
baby.
So I feel like all of that was happening. The cheating was happening before I got pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and then it continued on, and then it happened, and I found out, and then he's like, "Oh no, da 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 da," and I'm like, "No, you have to go. Like I can't be in this relationship.
Well,
I've
then-
given you everything.
You guys may not have been that sexually compatible because
We were,
there's,
but he got in a relationship with a person who knew his lifestyle, and I didn't. He was in the public eye, and I didn't know what his lifestyle was, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But all you have to do is say, "Hey, look, this is what it is. We planned to have a baby, did it, and you were still screwing around. Like all you had to say was, "Hey, I'm not in this. I wouldn't have had a baby. I never wanted kids." So you reeled my ass into having a baby, and then you
What do
cheat
you mean
on
by
me.
lifestyle?
Yeah.
He's
Just
an
his
athlete. He's a
profession.
professional athlete.
Oh, I was
and
like,
it's
gay?
No.
Like, what was this?
his professional athlete lifestyle. That's
So
just
she's
not
in
me.
it too.
But,
and
okay, but you
Sounds like a beard.
again, you chose him. You knew
I
he
did
was a
because he was
professional,
different.
But you knew
he
was
wasn't
a
at the
professional.
time. He
no, he wasn't. She
became
met him
professional
before he,
athlete.
like, as he was starting his career,
Yes,
building
so
his
it's a
career.
whole different story.
But
There's
you
no
know
buts.
where you know where that
No,
life leads.
I didn't.
That-
I
You don't
didn't.
know what a professional athlete
I
life
do, but
looks like.
when you're
Yeah.
in the professional athlete surroundings he ends, it's different. Like I didn't.
And if
he
you
has
were
eat
to
a
see the
certain
two
way.
girls,
he has
and I'm not
to,
just saying that as her best friend, I promise you. Like, if you were to see the two girls, you would be so confused.
It's just I'm not fit for his lifestyle, and that's fine. All you have to do is tell me that before we plan to have a baby and have a family. You know what I mean? And now he and I are great. We're good friends. We communicate. We co-parent. I have to not say love him because I'm not in love with him, but I love him because we have children or a child. But he'll always have my support. I'll always have his back. But like all you had to do is just say, "Hey, I'm not interested in you anymore."
Yeah.
And I always said, just keep it 100 because I'll keep it 120% with you.
The thing is men
You know?
don't typically
So-
leave women. We already established that when we said that 70 to 80% of women initiate breakups and divorce. Men leave women for two reasons: you're an insufferable bitch, or you fuck somebody else.
Didn't
That's
do
it.
either.
So okay,
That's
so
why my mind is like, what did I do? I just don't fit in
you
your
didn't.
lifestyle.
He just
you know
he
what I
just
mean?
he just wanted more. Men like variety.
Well, I
Men
don't know
like
which
variety,
more you
and the
can
more
get.
and the more you accomplish, the more you accomplish as a man, the more you feel entitled to have.
Oh, and I agree with that because he wasn't in the right state of mind when I met him, and I not to say I helped him in any means, but I kind of encouraged him to do things. You know, it's like you either want to do this, you work at a bar and you're a security guard, or you get out of that kind of lifestyle and you do really good for yourself and you get where you want to be. You have to have goals. No, he's like a year older than me. But in general, like, I love the guy. Like, we're great friends. I
Is he a
just
fighter, or
wish.
does he do?
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, he is. Yeah. So
If you're
it's,
watching,
it's a tough
please turn it
lifestyle.
off right now.
But in general, like, I just feel like it could have gone a different way. We could have just stayed friends and not planned it. I love my child to death. I wouldn't do anything differently. It's meant to happen for a reason.
Yeah.
He's the light of my life, but
Cutest little
I
boy.
just thought, what if we didn't plan to have a kid and you just went on your way? I would never talk to him again. You know what I mean? Like, and I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, but I mean,
But it happened for a reason. It's God's plan. It is what it is.
it sounds like more or less where he was at in his life, and the decisions
he
changed.
got to a point where he got really up there,
changed.
and he thought, "Oh, I could do this and I could do that." And the sparks real. It's fun. You know, when you get in a new relationship, you're like, "This is fun," and I have like
that
sparks
excitement
and
of cheating,
you
not
feel all
getting
queasy in
caught,
your
or what if
stomach
somebody
and stuff,
just catches us.
and then it just continues, and the other person now is behind you. They don't mean anything, and that's where I was being pregnant.
I don't think it's that. I think I dated someone in that lifestyle, and I left just because I don't like being in the limelight.
I don't either.
I'm very.
That's why it's not for me.
But
I don't care.
I think what it is that it's just so easy because girls
They throw themselves. Of course.
So it's just there and available because of who he is.
I wish you
True.
guys
And
could
his
see
lifestyle,
pictures
but
though. You
I
would be
don't
so
think-
confused.
Of the girls.
I don't think he's like.
Guys don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
No,
I
but they
think
don't care
we
because
don't
I
look
see
at it the
guys-
same.
We
I
don't look at
know.
the same way they see
I get
women.
it. But she fits his lifestyle.
She fits
and
his
it's cool with
lifestyle.
that. She's
She's
great with
okay
my
with
son,
it.
and that's all that matters.
Yeah, because
That's
she's
that's
okay
another
with it,
thing.
though.
Men, when it comes to marrying, men will marry a 6 and a 7. We
Of
don't.
course. You
we
don't have to be a 10.
A 9 and
Of
a 10.
course.
Well, 9 and 10s are headaches. Not only are they entitled to shit because every man is giving them an unimaginable amount of attention, but they complain more. They're typically more insecure.
Of course.
And they're harder to deal with. So you want a woman who's physically appealing, but also nice and friendly, and who can be a mother and a wife. Like, it's a duty for a man to protect you if you're in danger.
Of
And it's a
course.
duty as a woman to be a wife and handle the job at home. And see, the thing is I'm not using your situation as a thing because you stuck it out. You stuck it out a very long time, because that is something I have a huge fucking problem with. Is all these women talk about they want to get married, but where is the benefit today for a man to get married? Like, what does he get out of it? Because he can't comment on your clothes, he can't comment on where you go, but he's responsible for you if you are in danger. But he has no authority
But like
over
you
any of your
said.
decisions. Wait, and then there's vows till death do us part. For better or worse, but women leave when it's worse. For richer or poorer, but
I
women leave
didn't.
when it's not you.
Okay.
We're not talking about you. I'm talking about marriage in general. Don't equate this to you. This has nothing to do with you. For better or worse, for richer or poorer, through sickness and health, and until death do us part. But women are initiating divorce, and it could potentially, for a lot of men, ruin them financially. And what did they get out of it that they couldn't have got from a girlfriend?
But you're focusing on that one fact that like women initiate it, and actually it starts with men, that when it got worse for them and whatever logic they made up in their minds, they stepped out. You signed up, you agreed to vows saying, I'm agreeing to marry you right now, knowing that we're supposed to only be together, me and you. My
it
dick's
out.
yours, your vagina's mine. That's it.
Exactly.
So when it got worse, you dipped.
No, but that's
But
But
then
he
a
didn't work on
consequence
anything.
of that
Yeah.
was the woman saying, okay, well, you want to be with the girls? All right, I guess we have to get divorced now.
yeah.
That's like
if it's
the answer
cheating,
we
if
wanted,
it's cheating,
you
I
know?
understand. But
Yeah,
women
yes.
leave for financial reasons.
Oh, of course. But that wasn't.
Sometimes,
But
but
that
that
wasn't.
wasn't the.
Not,
And guys
again,
would just
we're
leave
not
if you
talking
get, if
about
you get
you.
too fat. Like, I think a
guys,
lot of
for
people.
sure.
I
Exactly.
think women
Her
allow themselves
physical.
to go.
For
You
sure.
said men leave
Yeah.
if women
If
get
a woman,
Too
yeah.
fat.
No,
I'm
they
just
don't
saying,
leave,
just
but they
saying
step out.
generally
Men
meaning
don't
like
leave women very often.
No, well, you step out.
Right, we'll
that's
step out,
leaving.
yes.
Go cheat.
No, that's leaving.
It's
You
not
you
leaving.
left.
Not if
You
you're
left
not
because
holding
you
up your
signed
end of the
up.
bargain.
No,
Not if
no.
you're not holding-
Not if
holding
I
it-
stayed when you were fat.
Yeah, well, that's
We're
what
not
I'm
I
saying.
stayed when
We're not
you were
going off that
fat. So then
assumption,
if I got fat.
You are equating this to
Yes.
you. I'm talking about marriage in general.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. In general, I'm sure there were things that the man also did that a woman, we just tolerate, we settle with, we agree to. We are more understanding. We have a little more self-control. So
It's not
that's the
self-control.
worst.
It's
That's
not
the worst part.
understanding.
No,
we
well,
already
that's the
established
worst.
that. That's not self-control when you have, when you live in a candy store and you're deciding not to eat.
What do you call that? That
Candy.
is self-control.
No, it's not.
I
Because
think a
you're just
good
tired of
analogy
fucking
is
candy.
when somebody gets a lottery, when they get all that money, they end up going broke, right? Because they can't handle
spend
all
it
of
all.
that
That
opportunity
money.
Don't
compared to
have
somebody who's been having money for a
self-control.
long period of time.
Because they don't
it's-
have self-control.
No,
But
it's
you still
not.
have to
It's
get, you still have to
self-control.
go into the ring in order to be able to get good at being in the ring, right? As a fighter,
Right.
right? So the same
Agree.
thing is like, you can't just expect to give somebody all this opportunity and then to automatically have control.
Well, in marriage, though, we both agree to the same thing.
in marriages.
Oh, for sure.
Both
For sure.
agree
But
to
again,
the same thing.
I'm not
so.
talking about your marriage.
No,
I'm
yeah,
talking
not
about
just
in
mine.
general. And I'm
Marriages.
saying that a lot of women leave for financial reasons, or just because they get bored, or just because
A lot of reasons. I mean, in the statistics, it says 80%.
Irreconcilable differences is the number one leading
Have you
reason.
seen divorce papers? There's not very many options on there. It's a box.
Can I ask you a question, though?
That's a box.
But irreconcilable difference isn't infidelity.
There's no other. There's no other. You
it's-
can't check other and then put your
Yeah, but
reasoning.
you can check cheating or
No, there's no
adultery.
cheating on
There's
there.
there's no.
There's nothing.
I wish.
I
would've
wish
listened down and gave the judge
if it
all
was
the
more
details.
specific, you
Yeah.
did see a lot more on the other
No.
side.
But at the end of the day, the only thing we can deal with is the numbers. And if there's 80%, that's a large
It is a
amount
lot.
of women initiating. So you can't blame guys
I would like
for
to see these numbers though, cause
I can pull them up.
okay.
yeah. And I think too. I like the saying. I don't know if it's true. I would like to see if what everybody thinks about
So
this.
we're
Is
saying
like guys
that-
are loyal. Guys are like when we're in love with you, we are loyal to you. But women are loyal to feelings. So just like what Troy was saying is like. I've seen plenty of relationships where a girl's like he's not bringing this to the table no more, so I'm gonna leave, or he's going broke and this is not what I dated when I was with
That's
him.
why you
so
have
they end up
couples
leaving.
counseling. You know, like that's why you go to counseling. You sit and work.
hard.
Yes,
It's
but
hard.
That's
I'm
where it's on.
generally
I've never heard
speaking, women tend to have so many
Like,
things that a guy has to
cut-
meet, and if he does
check
not
marks.
meet those check marks, she ends up looking for it elsewhere.
Oh,
while
for
a
sure.
guy only has a few things. He says, "Bring me peace, and don't be fat,
But see, no,
Does that make sense?
no, because
and don't be annoying."
don't be
Listen, you can fart all you want as long as it's not on my pillow.
They're gonna
with
say
no
you're
pink
annoying
eye.
on every little thing. You buy too much Starbucks, that's annoying. I'm gonna cheat on you. Like it's so broad. Like no.
This says studies show that 70% of divorces are initiated by women. When accounting for just college-educated women, that figure jumps to 90%.
But that's
Wow.
just who's
That's
filing.
insane.
That's
what I'm
just who's
saying.
filing.
Exactly.
That's just
so
like
I'm
look.
deciding to leave.
No, not always. Like, just one other example that's not mine. My parents got divorced. My dad chose he did not want to be with my mom anymore because he didn't love her anymore. He refused to file for divorce because he felt, for whatever reason, that if he filed first, he was going to lose more. So he waited it out. And she would ask him, well, like, are you going to file? Are you going to file? And he was like, for what? What's the rush? And she's like, well, you don't want to be together anymore. Like, shouldn't we get divorced?
So I see what you're
And then
saying.
he
You're
waited
saying,
for her to file. So then she's
So
part of
you're
that
saying-
statistic, but she was not the one who wanted to leave the marriage.
but what you're saying is this: is statistically
No.
speaking, right? That men. So he waited, and then she initiated it, right?
No,
she initiated a divorce.
He was not.
But
he,
even though he wasn't with.
No, he left the divorce, like the marriage.
Right.
He left the
and then
marriage. He did not want to be
created
with
a
her.
divorce. She's the one that filed.
Because she was like, well, shouldn't we get divorced if you don't want to be with me? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Well, check this out.
You'd
So
think,
I'll just
right?
explain something. Left-handed people exist, but there's not an abundance of left-handed scissors. Okay, so when you bring things to yourself, you're talking about a very narrow perspective. Okay, exceptions do not make the rule.
I agree.
So just because it happened with your mom doesn't mean that
I
overwhelmingly
agree.
women choose to leave relationships. Not just marriages. Women break up with men for all kinds of shit. How many? Okay, let's play a better game. How many times have you been broken up with?
Another. None.
Okay, then. How many times have you been broken up
Just
with?
one time.
How many times have you been broken up with, except for this recent one?
A few times actually.
Okay, well then you're the problem. But how many times
Stop
have you been
it.
broken
One
up
out
with?
of four
Back,
women.
though. They
One
come
out of
back.
four. They always
So
come
I
back.
can't be.
Huh? How many
Your
times
turn.
have you been broken up with?
None.
Okay. How many times have you broken up with people?
All the time.
How many times have you broken up
All
with
the
people?
time.
How many times have
The
you broken
one
up with people?
time because I was married.
Okay, so the thing is, it's like you can have this game. You can play this game with any woman you know. She's gonna have overwhelmingly more breakups. I broke up with him than she got dumped. Men do not leave. Okay, so there's no point in even arguing it because your mom or your dad left your mom or because. But she's the one who filed. Like, I get it. It happens, and it's an exception. But
Okay.
overall, women leave men because women have an outrageous amount of things men need to do in order to keep them. Women have so much sexual attention that they think everybody wants to be their boyfriend. So they're always willing to set this one aside and try again. Set this one aside and try again because your DMs are flooded.
I
Your
don't know where you're
matches are
getting
flooded.
that.
Because it's just the truth.
I don't know where you're getting that information.
Okay, pull up your dating apps. Let's see how many matches you have.
I have a lot.
Okay, so you know you have tons of men
But it goes
who
back
want
and
your
forth.
attention.
So, well, no, because
those
I
men
also
don't have
connect
the
with
same
them. No, but I
amount
also
of
connect with them.
matches.
Maybe I wouldn't.
They don't. Well, I'm telling you, they don't. We don't.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so since we don't have as many options, we're less likely to leave. We're not going to let something good get away.
Yeah.
Okay, even if we don't treat it well, we're still not willing to let it go away.
But then that doesn't explain the ghosting. Like, if you did finally get someone and you've invested, like, say 8 months, you've invested talking to someone for like 8 months, and then you just ghost.
I think we need to learn, but we're just not gonna get the closure for that. If they left, they left.
You're
Like,
just gonna leave.
I can't dwell on that.
Found
If they
better
found
options.
something that they didn't like and they decided to leave, then I come to conclusions like, stop waiting on the closure.
Yeah, just move on.
I
Just
agree.
Keep going.
I agree. But
It just kind of sucks because you give your, you don't give all your effort, but you give your time when you don't have a lot, and you give your time and then
How
it's
about
like
this?
gone.
Don't let them ghost you. Because if you've got...
How are you supposed to be annoying?
Yes.
Like, hey,
They're
text you 20 times a day. I don't got
Yeah.
time to be texting. I'm
Then you don't want it. Because if I
I'm not
wanted
gonna
something, I'm
chase.
going to go do whatever it takes to have it.
and then they're gonna say you're annoying.
No,
You bug too much.
they're not. Not especially if you're approaching them with what they want. Like, hey, we're having a good time and I like sleeping with you. If you desire a man, he knows that, he feels that, and he wants that. There's nothing more attractive to a man than feeling desired. Because men are not just physically appealing to most women. So when you're on me and I know that you want me, I want you back. That's one of the reasons that I'm staying here in this relationship, because she's never made me feel like I'm unattractive. She's never made me feel like I can't destroy her whenever I want to.
So
She's
then if
never-
you're giving
I
that
would
and
agree-
they
I
still
would
try to
agree with that,
ghost,
yeah.
like what happens?
Then just move
If
on.
you're still doing that and say if we're gonna give a man all of that and it's great and it's good and all those things, what if it still happens?
It doesn't.
What if it does?
But even if it happens, it happens. Just
exactly.
move
So
on.
exactly
But-
what I'm saying.
but
Then
that's-
you just
but-
have to go.
No, but that's very few and far between. If you see what I'm talking, you're missing the point. I'm talking about you need to be there. If a man wants something, he's going to go get it, and she'll attest to it. Anybody who's been with him will attest to it. When we want something, you know it. She moved in because I said you need to stop going home.
That's
Okay?
good.
And
I wish they could be like you because these men out here aren't like that.
no,
they're not.
But you ain't giving them a reason to.
Because everyone else has done the same thing. So why would I think you're any different from the next guy? It's playing out the same way.
Because
not gonna do it.
this is a new page. This is a new person. He's
But
not
they're
the
acting
same.
the same way. They all act the same way. They say the same shit.
Then stop
Choosing the same
picking.
men.
Yeah, then
Talking,
stop
you're not
picking
talking,
those
you're
guys.
talking. I stopped. Yeah, I've stopped. So
So-
that's why I'm single.
Yeah. So and that's what I'm saying. Like if for instance, even us looking for somebody, if they made effort to be here, then we're
Then
gonna make
great.
effort to keep her here.
Maybe.
Of
You
course.
see what I'm saying? But if you're just gonna be like, other people are in my DM and you're not showing me enough effort, and I don't want to be annoying or whatever the hell you're thinking about,
Yeah.
then why am I going to continue to invest in that?
Yeah, I don't know. I had a situation where I gave him my all, and I made him feel so attractive. I built him up. We talked for 3 months, and then he finally said, "You know what? You kind of have more of like a wholesome vibe, and I think if I was like ready for a family right now, I'd probably be all for that." But
Did he
he's
have
kind of
children?
like
Did
looking
he
to fuck
have
around.
children?
He did not.
At
That
least
was
he
what that-
told
did
you
you have
though.
children?
But I do. Yeah.
she has a child. That's
So
what
he's
he was.
you.
basically
my
picking
kid
up that
had-
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my kid had nothing to do with our situation. Like,
But it
So
would be.
did he know you had a kid?
yeah.
Okay, then it had everything to do with it. You
But
seem
then why
like
did
you're
he
ready
hang
for
out for like 3 months?
Because he was getting some sex.
Well, then
And possibly he was probably trying to see if this is something
Yeah,
he was
if
working
I'm
out.
willing to take on another man's kid.
Because that's a huge responsibility.
Very,
I mean,
very.
maybe so.
And then on top of that, like, yeah, I mean, you gotta make.
But that's
yourself,
where you guys feed us. The guys will feed women everything they want to hear. Yeah, I'm looking
And
to
then
settle
it's boom,
down.
it's done.
I'm ready for a
But see, look
family.
at-
That's
I'm ready
because
for
you
this. I'm
led
ready
So
for
with,
we
I'm
already-
looking for something serious.
And we already went through this so many times. Both genders have their own roles and responsibilities.
Yes.
So we just told you why men lie. Instead of us complaining about why
It's so
men lie, the
complicated.
best thing to do is to be aware and observant of his character while you're going on dates. A lot of people go on dates and they just oblivious. They're just either they're so fantasized about the way the person looks or the way they're making them feel, while they're not catching the small things that people actually say. People are always revealing themselves through body language and the
for
things that they
sure.
say. So if you see him lying multiple times and they seem small, they seem to be small white lies. You
You
guys
already
will
know
sweep it
where it's
underneath the
going.
rug.
But
But
she's asking for the fantasy.
No.
But what
Initially,
I'm
I'm
basically-
like,
just to
what
wrap
is
it
it
up.
that you're looking for? I like to ask that first before they ask me. So that way you're telling me. That way I'm not leading you. I'm not guiding you.
facade, yeah.
You're asking for the fantasy. If you
No,
ask
what is
any
it that you're
man that
looking for?
question, he knows you fall in love with what you hear. So what am I looking for? Whatever the fuck you're looking for.
So just like when they ask you, when a guy asks you
True.
like, what are you looking for in a man, and you express,
Oh, I
he's
don't
gonna,
explain it right away.
But then they were like, they'll just like act like
They'll
that
become
to
that.
get what
Right.
they
No, I
want.
agree to that, and that's why I don't tell you exactly what I'm looking for in a man. And
No, but
I've
she
said
she
that.
said, I'm gonna ask. She's asking, what are you looking for? So ask me. You're the woman. Ask me. What am I looking for?
You just looking
What
to
are you
fuck
looking
around?
for?
I'm looking for something serious eventually. Like we can see where it goes. I want a long-term relationship eventually, and I'm gonna tell you what I think you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Not me. I always say because I get that question on Hinge all the time.
Yeah.
What are you here for?
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
All the time. What are you here for? And I said women.
Okay.
Duh. That's what I say, right? And they're like, no.
And they
that's
still
my,
respond to that? I'm
Yes.
like, what?
and then they say, well, okay,
Yes.
you're on here for women, obviously, and then I follow up with, whatever happens. If it manifests into something more
Exactly.
serious, great. If
Even
it doesn't, doesn't.
Even that answer, I would love that answer.
Yeah, and most men
And that's
should
usually
give
where
that
it
answer.
goes.
But exactly, I personally am not going to sit there and tell, I'm looking for my wife.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's just stupid.
Agreed.
You know,
Yeah.
but most men don't have the frame or the game to even phrase some shit like that. And I have the ability to let you go. No is an acceptable answer to me.
Absolutely.
No is not an acceptable answer for most men.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I can't miss this opportunity. So what am I looking for? Whatever you are.
Daddy, chill.
So you're asking for the fantasy.
And that's why I said, if we just boil it down and to make it easier, it's just being aware. Just
Of
being
course.
aware
Yes.
and observant of his qualities and what he
Yes.
says. Does it go with what he does?
Yeah,
And it's set a
actions
standard for
speak
that.
louder
Just
than
be
But
like,
this is
okay.
why we said it the other night. Guys just play too many games. Like,
They're
Even
not
if they're playing the game,
This is a
you
game.
test
They're
them
playing
out.
your game.
no, this is a
You set the game up.
Why do you want to put the blame on women?
Because
like,
of your
no,
questions
no,
you're
no.
asking.
I think
No,
it's
I think
like
it's a
game.
fair,
It's considered a
valid
game
question.
because they, again, like you guys said, they don't have as many opportunities as we do. All we gotta do is text a person and boom, okay, I'm on my way. They have to play the game to get what they want, and then once they get it, they decide whether they want to stick around or not.
And that's the game you want
That's
us
the-
to
that-
play.
that's their game.
Because of what you're asking.
That's their game. Our
So-
game is to
so
really
instead
in
of
and get to
asking
know
what you're
you.
looking for,
Exactly.
Different.
you need to
Yes.
say,
Different, right?
Yes.
We gotta reel
Ju-
you in.
Tell me what I
get
need to
into
say.
their
See if
mind,
they're funny.
figure you
See if
out.
they're funny. See if you
Yeah.
like any of the same things, and then see if a date is worth your time. And then you go on that date, and then you feel that person out. But don't ever give him the opportunity to lie to you by asking him what
Just
he
have
wants.
fun, yeah.
Have fun and see, and let him show you what he wants.
Well,
Do you see
And
what
it
I'm
won't
saying?
be a waste of your time because you're figuring it out.
And you're probably
figuring
getting free
it out.
fucking meals.
Didn't I just say that?
and it's gonna
Ingrid,
say-
if you're
that
listening.
sounds way more fun than
Ingrid.
an interview process. too.
Yeah.
Fun,
No,
just
nobody
have
want to be
fun.
interrogated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not interrogating.
It is.
It is.
It's on a
Because
fir-
That question.
Yes,
No, that's
what-
not on a first
exactly
date.
what
No,
an
no, no,
You
interrogation
talk
is,
about
is
life.
asking
You
a
don't
bunch of
talk about
questions.
when you're gonna get fucking married.
And just see if they're funny, fun. See what their interests are, whatever they want to do, and then if you're like, yeah, we should meet up sometime, and see what that date is. The acceptable dates are like a coffee date. Honestly, a dive bar.
Yeah.
Those are the best. Those are the best.
Chill spots, yeah.
Yeah, like and
always play good music.
or something where you guys can get active.
Like culinary
Or
dropout.
let
That's a
him
great
show
spot.
you
Where?
something.
Culinary dropout.
Oh, that's
Yeah, or have him take men. What you should be doing is taking her on something you want to do because
Yeah.
she's already giving you her time. So show her who you are and what you like. So
We
And
like
it-
to be
and
taken out
just
of
give
our
her two
comfort zone
options.
a little,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
to get
You
us
know what I
like,
mean? Whoa, we're going
got it.
golfing.
And I'll
I
say
find
this,
out you like it.
I've said
Yeah,
that.
and give her
Let's go
options.
to Topgolf.
If
That
you
was the
give-
best date of my life.
If
I
you
love
choose,
that.
if you make her choose out of two options, then you will make her seem like that she is having some type of responsibility of it. But those
Yeah.
two are the same things that you want to do anyways.
Yeah. I like
Exactly.
when they choose the dates.
Me
yeah,
too.
they'd
Oh,
much
that's
rather.
Like, you
easier.
get
Initial,
ready,
yeah.
I'll pick you up, don't ask questions, this is what we're doing.
And
I
it's,
like
and
that.
it's much easier.
Spontaneous.
You eliminate all the confusion. Like
Exactly.
men really need to understand that She already has 14 other people asking her out on a date. She's accepted your date. Yes. Go do what you want to do, especially because you're probably paying for it.
Right.
So, do what you want to do. Show her what you're interested in. If she don't like that, then
move on to the next.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
that makes perfect sense.
What I'm telling you is like, don't set them up.
I'm telling you, my first question every single match is, first of all, do you have a Costco membership? And can I have your Netflix login? Because I'm tired of paying for my membership. And then usually they start laughing and they tell me, yes, let's watch something together. I'm like, okay, perfect.
Let's go shopping together.
If you can take my jokes, might catch on to my sarcasm, like we got a conversation going. And that's
so actions are you're setting them up. The real thing you're looking at is, damn, the laugh. Did he send the password?
Sometimes they do.
Okay, and then what if he has Sam's
And he said,
Club?
let's go. If you have, hey, as long as they got samples on weekends, I'm good. So, yes.
Because Costco on Sundays is the worst place in the world.
Oh, it's best
But you know what? I got my girl Sally.
Monday during the day.
My girl Sally, she hooks it up with the samples. So
Sally, go Sally.
All right, one more topic, and then I'll let you guys get out of here. Well, let's talk about the title. Is it okay to go to the club if you're in a relationship? Let's go around the table. My lady.
If you go together.
I think it's okay.
Is that the question? I mean, because yes, you can always go together, but it's the question
is
it
go to a club while in a relationship separately?
Yeah, separately.
No.
Not for you. Okay.
So, I think it's okay. I think you all need your space and you need to hang out with your boys. I mean,
100%.
I don't think the club is the place to do it.
A bar, a club, I don't care. As long as you're, hanging out with your boys, you need that alone time. Yeah. You need that testosterone to kind of get you back to your home base. So I think it's healthy.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's really healthy.
Because I want to go too. I want to go myself.
I want to go with my girls sometimes by myself. But no, mostly it was me always pushing him, like, go have a guy's night. Like, I don't care what the guy's night is. You can go to a strip club. I don't care. But, like, he just never wanted to go.
What's your take?
Not for you.
To the mic.
No.
Do you have anything to say before I go?
I will say that it depends on how many times a year. And
closer to the mic.
So how many times a year, and how much I trust her. I've always said that I want to get to the point where, because if the more successful you become as a guy, the more alpha dogs and more successful the men and handsome and attractive and personality wise, the men that you're going to be surrounding yourself with. So I always said that I wanted to be confident enough to go into a room full of high value men and tell my babe, babe, I'll see you in 30. I'll see you in an hour. Yeah. At least that's the position I want to be in. So
what's that got to do with her going to the club?
I'm basically saying that I will. If I'm dating her, then I trust her so much that I will be willing to allow her to go to the club, depending on how many times she'll go to the club. That's what I'm saying.
But see, it's your partner's job to make you feel secure too.
Okay.
So
Exactly.
yes, trust on her end.
Security
but like,
is a self thing. It's not his part.
in a relationship, I'm not saying as a man.
In a relationship,
yes, she should make you feel secure that I'm gonna go to this club. There's gonna be a million guys, but I don't want none of them. I want to come home to you.
Dance and drink a little bit.
I'm
gonna talk, and you guys aren't gonna like it, but absolutely not. It's based on everything we just said. The amount of options. Now peep this. Let's play it. Let's play this game. Would you be okay with your man going to the club and 90% of the women in there are horny, drunk, and throwing themselves at him? They're inviting him to their sections and loading him up with alcohol.
Yeah.
You'd be okay with that?
We've had discussions about. I recently was dating a guy, and he said that, and I asked him, "Oh, what would you tell him?" And he's like, "Well, I told them no. I showed them my phone. I had your picture." I was like, "Oh, cool."
No. That's not what I said. I said, would you be okay sending your man?
Yeah.
To a
he
club?
Told me, I'm going out tonight with my friends. Okay, have a great time.
No, this is a hypothetical.
You're completely
if you knew that he was gonna go,
he's going to a club filled with women who are trying to fuck him, who are.
So basically,
inviting him to her section.
What is his response?
Getting him drunk.
Right. What is his response? Nobody can take advantage of you. You have to be willing. So if he still is okay with women throwing themselves at him, but he's still going to say no.
Do you believe any man is going to be in that environment and say no?
That's between you and God.
Do you truly believe that any man is going to be in a position to tell these women no? Women
I
that
would hope he'd
women
say no.
women that are
That's
women that
his
are
decision.
potentially better looking than you can offer him more than you, and they're
That's
courting him.
embarrassing if you're having girls buy you drinks all night.
No. We're playing in the real
feel
because that's the situation you go into.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and on top of that, if you are with a man that you love and admire and respect, you don't need other males' attention, and there's nothing at the club for you outside of dancing.
And hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, but you can hang out with your friends at a reasonable time of the night. You can hang out with your friends at dinner. You can have
Day drinking is my thing. So,
I mean, you can even do that, but that's a brunch, and that's more acceptable, and that's also something that I can and would be willing to go with you with.
For sure.
But or at least if you invited me, I could say no, I'm all right. So I'd rather go golfing while you go to brunch with your friends. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But coming home at 2 a.m.
We just got home at 4:30 the other day. We've all been in those positions where like you're having so much fun, you're having a great time that you don't want the night to end, right?
And you think that that's okay?
I didn't say every day, but maybe like what you said. How often is it happening?
Yeah, if it's like every weekend, 2 times a month, like no, like
Wait, 2 times a month?
She's saying no.
I'm saying no.
She
I
said
say no. Like every weekend, 2 times a month. That's a lot. Like why do you need to do that? If it's like special occasions and it's a birthday party, yeah, I'm fine with that. If it's every weekend, absolutely not.
Yeah, birthday,
because
but even a birthday,
I'm fine with that.
It's gotta. You're fine with your man doing it, but your man ain't getting pussy thrown at him. You're getting dick thrown at you the entire time you're away from the house.
So then that's why I said it's
I'm
your
talking about
partner's
him.
position to help you feel secure. If
he's gonna be fine.
Exactly. If he trusts in me and like me telling you, hey, well, babe, at the end of the night, you come pick me up. You know where I'm gonna be. You know what I'm gonna look like when you pick me up. You're gonna take us back home. If that makes you feel more secure,
that
then
doesn't,
do it.
because at the end of the day, you're involving alcohol, potentially drugs. Your drink could get
But
drugged.
if you don't do that, you know what I mean?
But your drink
as
could
long
get
as you're
drugged.
aware of your drinks, then you'll be all
Yeah,
right.
that sounds good,
that's
but
what
a lot
I
of
said.
women have been unknowingly drugged.
Well, you'll figure it out by the time you pick me up, right?
Yeah, but that's if I can find you. That's if you were taken.
You got my location. You
got
got
my
my phone
Apple
number.
tag on.
That's if your phone's still on.
We can have all these other hypotheticals, but like
but
I
at the end
said,
of the
it's your
day-
partner's job to help you
Yes.
feel secure. Just like I want to trust my man too, so I'm going to trust you. Help me feel secure with that. Like, make sure you're coming home to me every night. Text me one time while you're out, babe. We're going to another bar. We're going to go to this one. Like,
what are you getting out of being out in the club and shaking your ass with your friends? Like,
what is so
while
wrong
in
with
a
that?
relationship? I'm just saying, like, what's
a fun
what's
time.
the point?
Oh, a fun time.
Yeah, and why couldn't you do that?
Oh,
and
I
be
could.
home by 11.
No, I could, but like I said, sometimes you're having so much fun, you don't want it to end. Now, if you're bored, yeah, go home. Go home.
I'm just.
But if you're having a fun time,
I'm just saying, because I'm responsible
Yeah.
for your well-being. I'm responsible for
Agreed.
your protection,
Agreed.
and it ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm secure with you,
agreed.
but I know men.
Yeah. So that's why I said, like,
And
there
you're
has to be
putting yourself in harm's
communication.
way.
Yeah, if
Basically-
you're not okay with it, just be like, hey, look, I really don't want you out. There's
No,
all
for
this
sure. But
crazy shit.
that's why I asked. I'm telling you, I'm not okay with it. And that's
cool
why I
with
asked
it, but if
it,
my significant other is like, I don't want you going out, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna hang low. I don't want to start a fight. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get all those things. I know it goes down in the clubs. I know it goes down in bars. I know what goes down in the bathrooms of these places.
Yeah.
Like, it's nasty.
Yeah.
So, like, I get all those things. But if it's not harmful and I'm like, hey, we're going to be out for a few hours, let me go out for a few hours. I'm not going to do anything in a few hours.
That's not true.
I'm
Sex
not
takes
going
anywhere
to
from
waste it.
7 to 15
I'm
minutes.
not.
You can.
They can do as they please, and then we just
everyone is
escalate it
trying
from
to
there.
leave their house and
You
have
know?
sex.
I'm not
Like,
saying
we're just
that.
trying to have fun with our friends.
No, I get that. I'm not saying that, but that has nothing to do with the simple fact that men are capable of wild shit.
Oh, so are we.
Drinking, no, for sure. Drinking and drugs being involved limit your control over your choices.
Right.
So you could make a mistake
Maybe.
just because you want to go out.
So then that's why I said the communication comes in. Like, oh, babe, I'll come pick you guys up.
No.
If that makes me feel better,
No,
I'll
I
do
got
too.
kids I'm taking care of. I'm not coming to pick you
My
up.
mom will be here in a minute.
Well, that's not everybody's situation.
Right, I agree, but not everybody's situation is also, oh, let me go to the club to go cheat on my girl.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that women go out too cheap, because most women aren't going out to go cheap.
Right. We're just
You know
going to
what
have
I'm
a fun
saying?
time, like I
But
said.
women are very prone to entertaining someone who is better than their man. They're very prone to that. And there's a lot of men in the club better than your man.
I see Kiki Palmer with fucking Usher.
Maybe
Point
so.
blank
But she
period.
was just dancing.
Yeah, but
having a good time, but like
she still went home to her man.
She embarrassed him, and no, she did. Now they're not even together. She embarrassed
She
the
was
shit
just
out of
with him this week or today. They just posted her and her man today. Yeah, that they were out together, all cuddled up. Oh, at the Beyonce concert. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's just, I just think to each their own, and whatever works in one relationship may not work in another. But like, there's no judgment back and forth. It's not my place to tell someone what's right or wrong in their relationship. And on my end, hey, if it's comfortable.
I mean, that sounds good, but we all judge each other. And you can see a bad relationship when you see one. I'm sure in parts of your relationship, she was judging, like, bitch, you need to leave.
Yeah, maybe so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
100%.
and if you care about anybody, yes, you're going to judge them and let them know this is bad for you.
But look, no matter how much you try to control a person, if they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. Like, I can't control your surroundings 24/7. You're going to he met her at work, okay? So, like, you're going to work. You're supposed to be responsible, but you're out there cheating at work. Come on. So, a club isn't going to do nothing.
Right. I agree.
It's just putting yourself in harm's way.
A different position.
You're putting
you
yourself
harmed
in
yourself.
Like, work is even worse because that relationship and bond was built over time.
Yeah.
But doing some hoe shit out because you're away from home and you can is way worse than.
It's a matter of opinion. Sorry.
Well,
I agree
my
to
kids
disagree.
did laugh me for a girl he met at a bar.
At a
That makes
bar.
sense. Yeah, he was at a bar.
There you go.
And now
I
they're living together.
I guess I'm just like on an energy thing of like environment,
Yeah.
especially like birds of a feather. So like if I'm with a bunch of my single friends as like whatever my relationship status is, and they're just trying to have fun or like get drunk, which is like a, not as, of course let loose, but like not as like high vibrational as I could be.
Yeah.
And then be in an environment where everyone is on a different level of their sober self.
Agreed,
and it's like, I'm horny, I'm probably wearing less clothes. There's other attractive people who are, and of course men are peacocking, like, come to my table, let me buy you a drink. There's only so many times you're gonna say no, and then like,
or you could just go home, fuck your man, and think of the other guy as you're doing
but
it.
I'm just saying, like,
Even worse. What kind of shit is that?
I'm just protecting your feelings.
No, you're not.
You ain't gotta know.
I'm just saying, like, I know what I was doing in the club or what the intentions were, and so it's like you're still like going back to that often, which I'm I know you're saying like it's not happening often, but like it's like, okay, that's where like single mingle whatever that is, so it's like it's like we know what we're going there for, or like the attention, like,
right?
because I know I'm like, shit, I've been in the gym, whatever, I'm gonna show off, take pictures, post them. And it's not for him because he sees it.
Yeah.
I just think, in the end, like, your partner has to invest in your friendships too, and your other relationships too, and get to know your friends, know the people that you're surrounding yourself with. If they're that type that are like gonna kind of persuade you, hey, come let this guy check you out, like let him buy you a drink, whatever, then I could see why you worry. But like, if I'm just going out with my friends and you know that
you're not turning down no free drinks at the club.
But sometimes I'm like flat out. I told someone this week, and I was like, yeah, he bought us some drinks, and he's like, okay, have fun. And then he sent me money too, and he said the one sent you money too for a drink. So it's like sometimes if you're just honest, they don't mind.
You're not with them.
I guess I'm saying, like, if you're in a relationship,
No.
or like, if it's
Right. Well, so even in a relationship, in his mind, it was always okay for him to go do these things, but not for me.
It's not the same. The man's not getting thrown at. He even if he goes out, he's gonna.
He was the only one cheating. So
yeah, but that was a work relationship that took time to
not
build.
the first time, not the second time, definitely not the third
You said
time.
he met her where?
Like I told you, I knew about 2, and then after we divorced, I learned about others.
Okay.
So.
And do you know how those ones started? Because again, it takes time to get in a woman's
One
pants.
was at what's it called, One Stop Nutrition, and the
Okay, you're again.
just random little spots, at the bar.
So he met her at One Stop Nutrition
just
and
went
talked to her for a few days. It's
Nope.
not like she just left work. Oh, she
Same
just
thing.
left work. And
One was the same thing.
the One Stop girl.
The gym girl, yeah.
Oh, the gym girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, It can happen.
It can happen. It can look like I said.
So it can
if we're gonna
happen,
cheat, they're gonna cheat.
And you want us to allow you to go put yourself in a place where it happens the most. Most one night stands happen in club situations, not gym situations.
I think
so you're
that's
gonna
an
go.
assumption.
It's
That's
no,
an
it's not.
assumption.
It's not an
Because
assumption.
like I just said, I went out for years with my girlfriends, and his insecurity ate him up. But we can honestly agree that not one time did anything happen
Not
with
for
our
you.
married friends. With our married friends, because it wasn't just I wasn't the only married one.
But I've slept with married women.
And that's
And,
great.
and I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I've seen
But you can't.
women go on
So then
girls
that's your
trips and-
own personal baggage that you carry.
Now that you're single, have you had one night stands from clubs?
No, that's just a personal choice.
Have you ever had a one night stand?
I have, but not from like meeting.
Not
like
from the
that.
club or the bar.
Then where the hell how'd you have it?
A friend's friend.
Just whenever you want to have sex, you meet somebody on Tinder. Like, never met anybody on Tinder.
Oh, you've never been out.
Thing.
I literally am working in with my kid 24/7. So this is why I said I have
it's
to be
like
on dating apps.
Pre, whatever the fuck.
It was these disgust.
It's disgust. We all know what we're in for, like,
Predetermined.
and that's it. Yeah, yeah, because that's okay too.
Yeah.
Ain't no judgment. This is a safe space, guys.
Oh no, for sure. I mean,
But is anybody gonna answer that question up there? Oh,
But did you, if you were to reiterate what Troy said, how would you reiterate it?
what was the question?
What Troy was trying to tell you about when women go out compared to when guys go out. How would you reiterate?
It's just a personal, like,
not you personally, but how would you just explain it? How a guy feels about when a woman goes out?
so obviously guys are just insecure, and there's this assumption that we are going to go out to cheat because we get attention. We get guys.
You didn't say that.
No. I got a question.
Okay.
Who's more insecure? A man who tells you what you want to hear and allows you to do whatever you want and then gets upset about it later, or the man who tells you exactly what he wants and what he's okay with and says that up front? Who's more insecure? Okay, who's more insecure? A man who tells you what you want to hear, allows you to do whatever you want, and then gets upset about it later, or the man who tells you his boundaries from the fucking beginning
No,
and tells you what he's okay with?
the one that gets upset.
Okay, so where's the insecurity about a man saying, "Don't go to the fucking club, I'm not okay with it"?
Then you don't go.
Okay, so but she said men are insecure.
Well, because I didn't always, like, it's not always that way. Sometimes
These things
you
start,
act
so I
like
don't know what to
it,
tell you.
sometimes it builds. Sometimes, like, the guy thinks they're okay with it until they're like, well, it's 2 o'clock,
They're
it's
just
2
not
a.m.
trying to fight with you.
Well, then that's a you problem.
No, so that's an insecure man. A man who's not willing to fight with his woman is an insecure man. Or a man who's not willing to say, then you need to get the fuck out of here. Is an or who would say that is an
Again,
insecure man.
if it's not
So here's the
happening
thing.
often.
No, I get that. I'm not talking about often, but women like to throw that shit around like a man who says, I don't want you going to the club or I don't want you wearing this as an insecure man. No, he's setting very clear boundaries on what he accepts.
But why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I know the dangers
Do
of
I
the
get a
world.
say on what you wear and how you present
For
yourself?
what? Nobody's
Level the playing field.
No,
But just to level the playing
Are
field.
men and women equal?
They're definitely not in today's world, no.
Men aren't even
No.
equal. So men and women damn sure aren't equal. So since I'm not getting catcalled, even in wearing my gray sweats, women aren't sitting there like, hey, friend.
Maybe
I
don't know.
Sure, but it's not happening at the level that it happens to. So what do you need to tell me what
But you
what
can't
I'm
make that assumption. It's happening to every woman. There's good girls out there just like there's good guys out there. So that's why I call it like your own baggage. Like you have to deal with that baggage and stop making that assumption that every woman is the same and every man is the same. We're not.
I understand that, but most are extremely similar. It may not be exactly the same, but most women are extremely similar. For instance, all 4 of you have been catcalled. All 4 of you have probably had a one-night stand. All 4 of you have
Nobody cat calls me because I have.
it doesn't even matter. You guys have all had very similar experiences. So even though you're all different, your life experiences are probably very similar when it comes to dealing with men. Very similar. Okay? That being said, I know how men get down. As a secure man, me telling you what I'm okay with and allowing and being secure enough and letting you know if you're not okay with my boundaries, then you can.
Agreed.
That is a secure person. That is not an insecure man who says, I
Even if that's how you met her.
Okay. Well, when she met me, I was fucking other bitches. Do I get to keep doing it?
In the club?
Do I get to keep doing it? No, you met
We're talking about in the club how you met the person. If she was out dancing, she was with her girls, you were dressed, you were with your guys, you weren't fucking on the nightclub.
Okay, but I was buying you
floor,
and other
right?
bitches drinks.
Maybe
Can I go to the club and keep doing that?
If that's what that makes you happy.
No, can I? You know, I'm your man, and I can go to the club and keep buying other bitches drinks.
Yes.
Because that's how you met me.
Yeah.
See,
Why
you're
not?
full of it.
No, why not?
You're full of shit.
That's why
You're
I said
gonna let your man go out there and go buy other bitches drinks.
I mean, you could have, like, when you look at the bills, like...
Nah, but you're okay with that. You're telling me to be okay with it, so you should be okay
What I'm
with it.
saying is, like, you meet someone a certain way, and then you want to change them. So
No.
you're accepting people for who they are when you meet them.
No,
you can't change them.
No, you can
daddy's
absolutely,
not gonna tell me what to do.
set boundaries. You
guy
can
should
absolutely set boundaries. Because here's the thing. When I met you, you had no value. But now you're mine, and I value you. Which means when I value something, everybody can't fucking have it.
Okay, right.
So
doesn't mean we want everybody to have it either.
No, so now that I value you, yes, your behavior needs to change because you're mine now and mine only.
And that's okay for you.
No, I'm just saying that's how shit works. If you worked your ass off for your dream house and you bought it, you're not going to keep the for sale sign in the yard.
Okay, but we're not talking like ownership of a house. You're trying to like compare that to ownership of a person.
No, I'm not talking about ownership. I'm talking about value. And it has nothing to do with
well,
ownership.
when you tell someone
You value your dream home.
Yeah, so
So you're not
value
going to keep the for sale sign in the yard and
Right.
continue to get calls every day. Like, can I buy your house? Can I buy your house? Can I buy your house? So same thing with my woman. Now that I value you because you are mine.
Listen, I feel like you guys gotta go in circles. Just the reason why I brought it up the way I brought it up is because one is called Make It Make Sense, and we are trying to bridge the gap between communication between a woman understanding what a guy understanding a keyword, right?
understanding.
And then what a man sees in a woman, right?
Yeah.
So when I said reiterate what Troy said, I wanted you to reiterate what he said to this from a man's perspective of why he doesn't want his girl to go out, so that you can understand. Not name calling the guy and saying he's insecure, but you're putting yourself in the man's shoes and being like, let me see. Okay, I can understand why a guy doesn't want his girl to go out. If she's gonna be under the influence, his job is to protect me. A whole bunch of guys are gonna be. You might not have a goal in mind to go sleep with other men, but other men have that when they go out, right? So from you just reiterating from a man's perspective, to bridge the gap.
I hear you.
So
I understand you. What I'm saying is you're pointing out that I name called or I called it insecure, but on his end, the way you described it was you're out here shaking your ass, right? Since I'm shaking my ass, what if I have no ass? I'm not out here shaking my ass.
It's a figure of speech for dancing.
I get. So
It was
we're
a figure of
just
speech
dancing. We're just dancing.
Dancing
What if
for
you aren't
other
dancing?
men.
You're just having drinks. You're just sitting down. You know.
For
But other
ourselves.
men are there. Go if you want to dance for yourself, do it in the living room with your friends.
But see, I guess that's where I say like this is like a you
I've got
problem. This is a you problem because I was
Loudspeakers.
Yeah.
It's not a me problem because I'm not talking about me in particular. This is how most men think.
Well, that's why I said that's a them problem. And for me, the right person won't
He
bother.
don't exist, sweetie. That's
But
what
you want
that's
you want to be
the biggest
protected.
part.
I do want him to be protected.
Then
But
he
that's
has to be
why I
able
said. So that's why I said if their communication is there, then he could say, okay, I'll take you guys and I'll pick you guys up. Even
That's
if you're
right. He still
fucking
can't
like,
protect you.
why not?
Because here's the thing. If I have responsibility for your well-being, I should have some authority over your choices as well. Just like your job. Your job. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want at your job just because it's like, oh, well, you should be secure job. Like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
You don't have that job anymore.
So, but why do you get to have authority over me, but I don't get to have
Because I'm expected to protect you.
But I'm also expected to be your wife, and you're expected to be my husband. But you get to go cheat whenever you feel like.
We're not talking about
Authority. We're talking about authority and having say over your partner for what helps you feel more comfortable. What makes me feel more
Well,
comfortable.
you want a guy that leads, right?
Right, but that doesn't.
But that is a part of authority. Even if he's deciding what restaurant to go to.
Controlling another person is not.
not controlling. It's not controlling. He's
You're
leading
telling
you to make a better decision.
But who says it's a bad decision?
Because it's not healthy for your relationship if your man set a boundary and you said fuck your boundary.
But again, that's not always the case. Like
That's
your boundary, then like you have to figure those things out. No, I know. I'm saying in general, and men, you have to figure those things out. And like any relationship, you realize, okay, this isn't for me. And you have to walk away.
Well, see, it's not a figuring out. Just like all women have a base biology, and a guy's base biology, if he definitely cares about you, he's gonna be protective. It's not something to figure out. It's just that's just what it is. And but you're going under the assumption that when you go to the bar and you're going to be drinking, that opportunities are not going to present itself. One, and then two, what if? And this is not just you. We're just talking about women in general. What if something's going on in a relationship and she says, "I need to go to a ladies' night out"? People always say they're not going to cheat within a strong framework of that they're already in. Does that make sense? Like, I'm going to say I'm not going to cheat, but let relationship problems happen, then I'm out and about. Temptation. Then you're drinking, so now you're giving up more.
You feel loosey goosey.
Decision making. Yeah. Your girls are saying, "Yo, he ain't shit," or whatever it may be, and then attractive guys. It's not just assumption. I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm just talking about what a guy is thinking about when his girl's going out. And I just gave you a fair response that I'm willing to allow my girl to go out, but still these things are in our mind.
Constantly.
And anything were to happen to you, no matter what happens to you, a guy is going to take that a little bit harder because it was his duty, it was his responsibility, and his job.
Yeah, I get that.
You felt because
All you
gave in to you saying, I should be able to do whatever I want. This is okay, fine. Well, go deal with whatever you want consequences. And one of those consequences is you don't come back to this house. Okay? And if you're willing to let go of a good fucking man over something like that, and you didn't deserve it.
Why isn't it the other way around?
If I was a woman who dates women, if my woman wants to portray herself as single every weekend, then she's not my woman. I want someone who, if she wants a girls' night, like, I hope that it's in a respectable manner, in a more high vibrational place. And if the club is that place, then I know right now, if I were to become single, right, you go to places where there are predominantly single people, and that's going to be people drinking out of their fucking mind and not at a fucking like poetry night or something like, you know, like whatever the fuck, right? So
casinos are better.
Everywhere.
And I'm not talking about so here's the thing. It's not about
increasing the odds, okay?
But here's the thing, it's not about cheating. That's the thing. It's not about cheating. It's about
respect.
Putting yourself on the
where
market.
you then you define your level of respect. You define what respect is.
Okay, so go on a girl's Instagram and see her all say that she's married, but all her pictures are not with her kids, not with her man, and it's just half naked or drinking or
I would
whatever.
think that she's now divorced or something because it's just
So
not
that's
fair,
the
you know?
portrayal is what I'm saying. And so I'm like, how are you? Because, okay, so my kids are an extension of me.
Yeah. Maybe so, but like you said, then maybe it comes down to how often you're going out.
Yeah.
So then I agree with what you're saying. If he's going out often or she's going out often, then yeah, maybe start to question who you chose. But if it's like once in a blue moon,
right?
And I just want to have fun with my friends because I'm a mom 24/7, I'm a wife 24/7, or a girlfriend, whatever you want to call it.
Once in a blue moon, but I'm saying if like
so that's all we were talking about.
But if that's the choice, is it's always a club.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't have to be always a club.
But it's not always a club. And
But
sometimes it
that
doesn't
was the
start that
question.
way.
The question
A
was
was the
nightclub.
club.
Yeah.
And B, another thing that I would say is like
that's not my first pick when I'm like thinking about someone long term. I'm like, she's in the club every fucking weekend,
Right.
and then she's like, you met me like this. I'm like, oh fucking K, but like you met us as a couple, and we have a whole ass house and children and things that like that need building that isn't club every
it's
weekend.
time for you to grow.
With that same
But
logic,
that's
you
where
met
you
him
then
fucking
question
bitches.
who did I choose? Like maybe this is not the correct person I chose for
Yeah.
this.
So if it's the question was, what was it?
Is it okay to go
For
to
a
the
man.
club while you're in a relationship?
In a relationship. So sure, if you guys are just starting to talk, but it's like,
Even
think
then
even
it's
married,
questionable because then like we're talking and you're out maybe talking to another person or you're getting their number and you're going to spend time with them when you're not spending time with me. So again,
it's definitely
If it's
questionable
once in a
about
blue
It
moon.
sounds like you understand it.
I
like
get it.
It's
not
The
that I don't
environments you're putting
understand it. I just
yourself
don't
in.
agree with it. I can understand and not agree.
yeah.
true.
Again, if it's
And
every
that's what it is.
weekend, no, then
think-
I'm not meant for you.
I think you do agree. I just, from what I'm seeing is everybody's just arguing different variables, and that's why it's like we just gotta boil it down to the crux.
Like
Yeah. So the
But I
crux is
think
just
I think
Nobody said
because-
every weekend.
Yeah, no, for
No.
sure. And especially like in your position, how we were talking about jadedness.
Yeah.
You're almost like, I don't even want you working because you're gonna fall in love with a bitch at work.
Oh no, not at all. That's why I said like people need to work on their emotional baggage if you're ready to start taking on dating again. Like,
Yeah.
you can't assume everybody's gonna do the same thing over again.
Right.
Just like
Yeah.
a guy can't say, "Well, I know what girls do in the club." No,
Well,
I'm someone different.
I know what
you know
men
what
like. I know how men
I didn't
might
say what
work.
the girls are doing. I was saying I know how men act, and the simple fact
Yeah.
that I
said I
can't
was
protect
shaking
you
my
from them.
ass.
That was a figure of speech for dancing.
Yeah,
Some
but I'm
girls
just
act
saying,
just as dirty as
like
men.
90% of
They're
men are
dirty.
just like,
Yeah.
you know.
But guys are dirty everywhere.
So
and
are females,
again, it
though.
But
depends
men
on
with
who you
alcohol
use.
and then
At the
women with
club.
alcohol, it's
Depends
even
on-
dirtier.
Maybe so, yeah.
Yeah.
And drugs and all kinds of other things and bad decisions that could be made
Yeah.
in bad environments and again you're the potential for someone who is better than the man that you're with. And like he said, if the relationship's a little rocky while during this girls' night out, you may be more prone to saying maybe I will entertain this guy, because women are constantly looking for better. And that's when women actually do cheat, is when they're getting something from another man that their
they're not
man
getting at
isn't
home.
doing. You see
A
what I'm
man
saying?
could cheat with someone who isn't attractive. They don't even like by
Agreed.
wham bam thank you ma'am. But a woman is definitely like, oh, there was an emotional connection, or he made me feel more special than my man, or you know, he flexed on all me and all my friends and like da da da. Then it's like, you know, we are having a little bit of problems, and he hasn't done anything nice for me in a while.
And then
so
you
fuck it.
multiply that with when women like talk about relationship issues and to their friends. Usually they're not really talking about the nice things that he has done. All these other things that like right.
Yeah.
So she usually is telling her all the bad things. So then you have even women that's probably gonna be in your ear, be like, "Yo, he ain't shit. You should go out. And you should enjoy yourself, and you should have fun as
You
well."
deserve it. You can do whatever you want, queen. All this other stuff, and then you end up single and fucking lonely because you listen to these bitches who were single and fucking lonely. Like,
And that's how, or she might want your man too, and so she might say
Oh
something.
my God.
I've heard. There's so many
happens.
stories.
It
to that.
now that's a big ass difference between men and women. Men bring a woman that they found around their boys, and she's nice and sweet and all this other stuff. That his friends walk away like, damn, I need a girl like that. When women bring their man around their girls and all that other shit, and he's nice and fine and all that other stuff, women like, I need him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
as a person in an open relationship.
Yeah.
Yep. Bitches think they slick.
because the thing is men that you actually want are few and far between. Men who are capable of the list that you've got in your head are so rare, but beautiful women are everywhere. Okay, so that man has tons of choices, and he ain't gonna pick you if you're like, oh, I get to go to the club because you don't control me. Fine, I don't need to control you. You can bounce, sweetie. You can bounce, and you're making it clear that you're fine with that. But for how long? Because you're gonna get to a point where you're like, maybe I do need to be a little bit more reasonable. Because
But if
I
I'm
don't
allowing
wanna
the
be
same
by myself.
behavior on your end, like again, it's for me personally, it's all about fairness. So if I'm encouraging, hey, go have a guy's night, I'm not gonna be blowing up your phone. It's midnight. What are you doing out still? No, I'm be like, okay, just get home safely. If you need a ride, call me. I'm right here.
You're missing the point. It ain't fair because I'm not going to the club getting drinks bought for me by
Why
women
does it
better
matter
than
who's
you.
buying the drinks?
Because of attention.
I feel
You're gonna get attention.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna get attention
No,
because
I am. I'm 6'4". I'm
How
noticing
many
every
women
fucking
are still
room I
gonna,
walk
even
in.
if he's giving it attention, how many women are gonna still approach him?
I also
Probably a
feel
lot
like
still.
if, for
Women don't
example,
approach. When was the last time you approached a dude?
I talk to guys all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, you hit on guys all the time and
No,
say
I'm just nice.
yeah. No, I'm talking about approach a man you were interested.
I
in.
don't talk to nobody like that. I'm just
Okay,
nice.
so you think that other
But
women
to
are
me,
finna do
I'm
that to me at the
thinking,
club?
Oh, I'm being nice. Hey, you're not catching up on my little signs.
You guys
Only
even
'cause
said
I
it
know
when you're
you. I
attracted
know
to
you're
somebody.
freaking
When you're
tall.
attracted to, she just said it. When she's attracted to somebody, she puts the cereal back and leaves the aisle.
I was like, what's happening?
So you think that women are gonna be
You
sitting there
didn't
like,
think
can
about
I?
my sign.
Can I?
Then that's
Oh, exactly. So which means you're not buying me drinks. You're not showing me any attention. So my guy's night out is nothing like your girl's night out. I had to pay for every fucking drink I damn near drunk.
But you still could have cheated. You still could have gone home with whoever and still came back home at a reasonable time. Like shit still happens.
I feel
So it
like,
doesn't matter who's
and this
buying
isn't
the
going
drinks.
against what you say, but just in general, like I've been in a situation where there was a married man at the bar, and he was with 2 of his friends or so, and it was me and a few girls, and he has his ring on, and he's buying us drinks, and he's making conversation. Then I think, just because it's happening, he's got home, like, relationship issues, because he's out with a ring on buying us drinks. Like, a married man doesn't do that. You're just in the background, you know? So that gave me, like, a hint of he's available because he's buying drinks. That's just what I was thinking at that time. I was probably in my 20s. But that's what I thought was like, oh, he's having issues. Easy slide for me to get in. He's cute. He's got money. It looks like he's got money. So I'm just going to slip everything I have in on that. And who knows? It might happen because he may be having a problem at home.
Your man will just cheat just because if you offer it, he's just going to do it.
Exactly. I'm throwing it at you, so it's easy for you. You know what I mean? I've experienced that before. I didn't throw myself at him, but you
easy for
could.
a married man? No, that was
you
somebody,
could, right?
No, but that was somebody who was buying drinks and had your attention, and you.
He wanted our attention.
I know,
which was
he had your attention, and you played all that in your head.
I thought
Either
about
way,
that. Yeah, I was like, what if he's having issues?
It wasn't easy because again, you guys don't understand how not easy it is for us because you're not the one buying drinks to get men to talk to you. You see what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
So the whole, is it fair? The difference is I can go to a strip club. Them bitches ain't coming home with me. I can go to the club. They're not coming home with me. They're not inviting me to their house. Very rarely could I knock a one night stand. But for the 99% of the time, like shit. I mean, I was single. We're single. We went to the club all the time. We strike out every single time. We may get a few numbers, but we still have to court those women for weeks on end most of the time in order to get what we want. So me going out to the club and you going out to the club is not the same thing because no one is hounding me, trying to give me attention. I have to go get the attention. Right, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's not the same if I go have a guy's night out. Now, mind you, I wouldn't do it in that situation. Only for like a bachelor party, and even then I hate doing that. But my guy time is going to play golf at a reasonable time of the fucking day. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because I have the respect for my relationship to not go put myself in a position where it's gonna be bitches. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, we're in a different situation, so there's always bitches. But like in a normal situation, it's not the same. So you can't say I want it to be fair. If you get to do it, I get to do it, because it's never going to be the same, because men and women are completely different and their interactions with each other are completely different. So it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? You're going out to the club and you may not spend a dime and you're going to come back lit. Mm-hmm. I go out to the club, I may have to ask you to help me on a bill because of all the money I spent while I was out. You see what I'm saying? It's not the same.
Yeah, I understand it.
So,
but I can understand and disagree. That's okay.
No, you can disagree, but what I'm saying is it just like I'm trying to get it to make sense. Where you're like, I want it to be fair. The fairness is go somewhere at a reasonable time. Don't mind girls. I'm not saying don't have friends. Matter of fact, I'd rather you have friends so you're not all the way up under me all the damn time.
Yes.
And most of the time, women talk too damn much, and I'd much rather you go talk to somebody who wants to talk back to you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You were a breadwinner, right?
I was. Yeah.
So that's like.
I mean, we both worked. I just made more.
Yeah, that's just like so in your masculine too, to be like. Of course, you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do because you're like, I'm bringing in most of this.
Yeah, you're
money.
the shot caller.
But like I said, I also encouraged it on his end.
Right,
too,
but he was also like in his feminine, because if there's two masculine, it's platonic.
Yeah.
Same with feminine and feminine.
Right.
And so there was like the masculine role of like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Mm-hmm. I take the trash out. Mm-hmm. So it had already flipped to. I'm going to go have my girls' night and do whatever the fuck I want. But you had respect for your man because I feel like you were more loyal to your marriage agreement.
Yeah.
Which,
Absolutely.
I'm sure it was. But it's like...
Yeah. But turning that masculinity off is going to be tough for the man that you want.
Because it's like, now it's like the man is like, okay, so you bring everything to the table. What do you want me to do? Just be a pretty stay-at-home husband?
No, just support support me the way that I support you.
Yeah, but the man that can support you and give you that stay-at-home mom life with Mrs. 24/7 with my kid, and how about it's 24/7 no work, all kid, and I can be the best mom ever. And that man says, I want you're not going to the club.
Then that would still not be a situation for me, though. Like,
Why?
That's
You
why
have
I said I can
everything else.
understand
You get to,
it.
he's taking you on vacations.
Maybe.
He's paying for your
But that's
car.
all material.
You don't have to pay a bill.
That's all material.
He's loving you the right way. He treats you the right way. He's asking you, don't go to the club, baby.
If he asked you to stay home, would you stay home?
I mean, because you're asking
Like
for
all the time?
No, I'm just saying, like, if there's one night where you go out with all of us and it's like it's like a special
Once
occasion.
a month or once every 3 months. I'd be like, I only
and
do
you're like,
this once
hey,
every
I'm
3
going
months.
out tonight. I went out 2 months ago.
You're like, oh, you want me to stay home specifically tonight? Okay, sure, but I'm going to reschedule.
Okay, but I get
That's what I would do.
See that, and that's
That's what I would do.
that right there is why dating is where it is, and why you're having the hard time that you're having is because if you're getting everything that you want from that man, and he asks you to stay home, and you can't even do that.
But I just said I would.
No, all the time.
Oh,
I'm
but
asking
see,
for
that's
one
what
thing,
I'm
and I'm
saying.
giving you everything
That's
you
what
want.
I'm saying. I was raised in a household to believe that would be controlling a person. It doesn't matter what the gender is, what the role is. Like, you don't tell your husband what he's going to do, and you don't tell your wife what she's going to do. That was just the household that I grew up in. So whether I was married or not, I was always, and my parents got divorced after 35 years. Yeah.
Well, but the thing is you're getting so much more out of this relationship than he is.
But who says?
Because
I'm getting material.
No, I didn't just say material. I added that because that's going to be a huge seller for you. Damn it, whether you say it's material or not, because you want it. Okay, and then he treats you right.
And
He's friendly. Right. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Okay.
He treats you right. We're talking about everything you get.
Yes.
And treating him right is listening to me.
But that's why I said I can understand where you're coming from, what you're saying, but I don't agree with it.
Okay, but
and
what
that's
I'm saying is you can't do what I do, right?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about that man that has everything that you want. You can't reciprocate because you don't make what I make. You can't fight the way I fight. You can't provide the way I provide. You can't love the way that I love. You can't father the way I father. I'm giving you all of these things, and I'm asking you to stay home, and you can't do that. Why do you think you deserve me?
Why do you think you get to tell me what
because
I
I'm
can
doing
and can't
everything
do? But I'm
for
also
you.
no, not everything. Because what do I bring to the table? All the things I listed, correct?
Yeah, but none of that shit means anything to me because all I want from you is sex and submission.
So then that's not the relationship for me.
But okay, then you can't have the man that you want. Is all I'm saying. If that's not the relationship for you, then you just can't have the man that you want.
No, you just have to keep dating until you
out
find
there,
the right
but
one. He may be out there.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, because I recently dated someone that was like that, and he was ready to keep me home, pay for everything, paid for all the trips, paid for everything, right? But he was very jealous and had that side. Thought he was going to tell me.
He also didn't live here.
He didn't even live here. He lived in California, so he wanted to control what I was doing here.
He didn't have your control here. Right. He went crazy because you are a single individual. Right. Like, and when she was with her husband, they didn't go out much. We'd always invite them. They never really came out, or they'd leave at like 10. Because they were arguing. So we're like, oh, there goes Alex. And so then when she kind of started to like let her walls down of being controlled,
no, but what I'm saying
it was a whole different factor. And now you go out and you don't even talk to guys really.
Don't talk to guys.
We just talk.
I hang out with my girlfriends.
And talk.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
You're not saying you doing it. It's
No,
guys doing
just of course.
Guys
and
can do it,
and even
but
still, I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
In a masculine era, in a you're not going to control me. You're not going to do this.
They don't.
There
like
is
that.
no sacrifice from you in this relationship. This man is sacrificing everything and giving you everything that any woman would want, and all he's asking from you.
No, that's one-sided.
No, it's one-sided on your part because you won't do anything in return. He's provided everything you've asked for, and then when he asks for something back, it's no. That's controlling.
But what if he wants to do it though?
I just told you it's not the same. He can do it because he's not going to get the same attention that you get. So it's irrelevant that he does it because he's not going out where women are throwing themselves at him. And he doesn't need your protection. He doesn't need your money. He doesn't need anything from you to go out and come home. And you're not providing the household for him. You're not providing the bills for him. You're not providing safety for him. You're not providing protection for him.
Yeah.
And all he's asking you to do is keep your ass at home. And you say no because it's controlling.
Yeah.
But you're controlling his life because he's sacrificing everything that he could be doing and giving to a more appreciative woman who is like, oh, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about anything, and this man's got my back.
No, because then what if we brought equal to the table? Then what if I give exactly what he gives? Then do I get the permission?
The more
to stay
money
out?
a woman makes, the harder it is for her to find a man because
That's
women.
Unfortunate.
But it's the way it is because women like to date across or up.
Yeah.
Men will date. I'll date a bitch who works at Sonic. I don't need you to bring anything to the table because I got you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
If you're pretty enough and friendly enough and follow my lead, then I will do anything for you. You want a leader, so what do you mean follow my lead?
It's not a cult, though.
It's not.
I don't want to follow. I want to follow you. I want to know that I can trust you to guide us. Yes, but controlling.
So if I'm going to guide you and you're going to disobey, then I'm not leading.
No, do you hear disobey?
Yes,
though.
yes, that's what.
But what do you do when you?
Is?
But what do
you think a leader
What do
is?
women get to do when men disobey?
You're not the leader. So check this out. You don't want to be the leader. So I'm not disobeying shit. Check this out. If I
as a leader, guys get to cheat or get to do other things that you want to do.
If you're the coach of a team, and you ask your player to do something and he says, "No, I'm going to do it my way." What are you going to do? You're going to pull him out the fucking game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So same thing with my family. I'm the coach.
Okay.
And I'm giving direction. If you don't want to do it, you don't get to be part of the family anymore.
I feel like, honestly, now that I'm hearing this whole topic, I would prefer that. Again, I think you and I had that conversation the other night, why I like the type of guys I type, because they're protectors and they can provide. I never had that in a relationship, so I feel like I would lean more towards it. And if you didn't like what I'm doing, okay, let's fucking chill and eat popcorn and watch a movie. I'd rather stay home than go spend a crazy amount of money.
And save a fight and have a
I don't want to
healthier
do
and
that.
stronger
I've done
relationship.
that. I don't want to do that.
And you have a healthier and stronger relationship
Like,
because now your man knows that you
yeah.
respect him. But if you don't
'cause
respect
I've
your
never
man,
had that
then
before.
he's not
It's
leading.
crazy.
And if he's not leading, you don't respect him. And if you don't respect him, you're leaving.
Not to say that I still don't feel like there's a time and a place to go out. I agree with that,
And
right?
I get that too.
Of course. But if he's telling me, I don't feel right about you going out, yada, 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 like, I'd rather you just stay home and let's just chill. Like, we haven't had a chill night. Let's just reconnect again. Let's just get everything off of our minds, reconnect. Let's just have like a chill night. Done. Sold. I'm in my pajamas. Let's do it.
But here's the thing. Look at it this way.
mean?
Look at it this way. Again, we're talking about the man that's doing everything for you
Yes.
and leading
For
and coaching.
sure.
And you want to risk losing that.
No, I'm not
for
risking
your
it.
friends.
For sure
And your
not.
friends ain't finna pick up these bills. Your friends ain't finna hold you at night. Your friends ain't finna protect you when a robber gets there. But you said, you're not controlling me. I'm going out with my friends. Like, it's so selfish in the thinking. And you're looking at it like the controlling is selfishness. No, I'm trying to lead our family in the best way possible. And you going out partying does not reflect well on anybody. Okay?
Even if it's only once every once in a
different.
while.
Yeah,
I was talking
that's
about
different.
like continuing
Okay,
to do
well,
it. And even then,
yeah.
and I'm talking about the club in particular. I ain't saying don't go hang out with your friends. I said the club. I'm talking about.
Well, nowadays
Strobe
everything
lights
is a
and
club. Everything
cocaine
is a club.
and all that. Yeah, it's
Go
not.
to a bowling alley and it's a club. Like,
But
But it's a
if
bowling
that's where
alley,
you said
too.
you went, I'm not tripping. You know why? Because that bowling alley ain't open till 2 a.m.
but they are.
are
Champagne
they?
Lanes is open until 2 a.m.
Okay, well.
Anyways,
Shows you how much I know.
I hear what you're saying.
I barely do. Let me
I
tell
hear
you,
what
it's
you're
not
saying.
fun.
I
Like, I want to be in bed by 12. I'm in bed by 8 p.m. So I'm like, that's too much for me. Like when we were out the other night, we're up to what?
4:30.
5,
It's
something like
11:30
that.
right goddamn now. This is a
it's
great
crazy.
conversation.
So
And
You know, we
I
can
love your
call it-
passion. I love your passion.
We can call it. This was a good one. Sorry, James, I took over. I was passionate about this whole situation. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know what could be in the club for a woman in a relationship. All 5 times I've been in my life, I was just men trying to buy me drinks, creepy stares. She gets it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back next week, hopefully with more ladies. Stop being flaky, ladies. I
Show
invite
up,
you.
girls.
Come on here and let's have some
good
discussion.
topics.
But
so
he's just passionate.
We can try and. I wasn't mean today.
No, not at all. He was
I was
passionate.
passionate.
Passion.
Yeah.
I have been mean.
No, he has.
But anyway, yes. Tune in next week. Hopefully, we have some more guests, and we are out of here. Dennis ain't got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.